for, at least in conversation, for the entire year.
Yeah.
The Rona definitely put a damper on it.
And we are live on the main Combat Culture MMA channel. Sorry about that, folks. We've got new streaming software.
We've got a lot going on.
We've got a lot going on, but we're here. We're live. We're on the main channel. So if you were watching on other platforms, head on over to the Combat Culture channel where the chat is popping here tonight. So
and remember to like and subscribe for amazing content. Here we see the... what is the name of the facility they're broadcasting this out of?
The UFC Apex.
The Apex. All right, that's the one. John Anik rocking the porn stash tonight. What's going on?
I don't know. He's
losing their minds, giving up all semblance of broadcast protocol, taking advantage of the Rona, deciding that they're going to try some things they wouldn't dare try, and given any other
Is that pointed towards me, Harold?
I'm just saying it's getting a little long. It's getting a little long, and
you look like you're about to try to sell me on going to a film in Times Square in 1977.
Well, listen, I have some timeshares if you'd like. If you're interested in visiting Houston, Texas, at least once a year, I got something for you. And of course, the social distancing. Let's see, Joe Rogan, John Anik, and who's the third there? Who's joining them? At least once a year.
Just making sure our sound is on. Go.
Joe Rogan, looking like my dad. And that's not a slight against Joe Rogan. That's just making me uncomfortable. As we prepare for this fight, UFC 252,
and this is the shitty part of every pay-per-view we do, is this like first 15 minutes of waiting. Because we've got a huge card here tonight, starting things off with Merab Devalishvili. I got it right the other day. Devalishvili going up against John Dodson at featherweight. We've got Herbert Burns versus Daniel Pineda. I'm sorry, that fight's at bantamweight, not at featherweight. Herbert Burns versus Daniel Pineda at featherweight. We've got Junior Dos Santos against Jairzinho, Biggie Boy Rozenstruik at heavyweight. In our co-main event tonight, the Sugar Sean Show coming back to the UFC as he'll be taking on Marlon Vera. That one's at bantamweight. And then, as we were talking about, Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier for the UFC heavyweight title. We're going to be asking questions to all of you throughout the night. Who you think are going to win the fights? Who do you want to see win? Who do you think you'll win? How much money have you put on it? Who do you owe money to? You know, questions like that. The important questions.
What are you doing with the money? When are you going to get the money? Why aren't you getting the money now? Why do you insist on making Simpsons references? Why don't you reference any of the newer episodes? You know why. And this is a smaller octagon, right?
Yes, this is the smaller octagon. This is the baby octagon.
I never got an understanding as to the reason why they went with a smaller octagon.
That's because of the size of the venue.
Right, but there's no fans in the venue. They couldn't spread out.
Lighting and all. They have the lighting set already. It's a whole thing.
Doesn't
Probably union related. I don't know. I'm not a cop.
I'm going to assume mob related. Based on nothing.
Nothing at all.
Based on
like
I just
absolutely
watched the movie
nothing.
Casino several nights ago.
Oh, it's
film.
always worth the watch. It's always worth the watch.
So let's just getting started with the main event. Are we going to do picks? Who do you think?
We're going to get picks throughout the night. We're going to do picks throughout the night. So we're going to get things rolling as best we can throughout the rest of the evening.
And we're seeing some highlights in preparation of the co-main event, or the undercard main event, I guess you'd call it. The Sugar Show, Sean O'Malley. It'll be interesting to see what color his hair is tonight. Will he come out in dreads? You can gamble on all that stuff tonight as we get set here, sorting everything out. And, you know, it's going to be a good card, man. I'm excited about this one. I know this has been built for a long time. Cormier, you know, I like Cormier, man. I want to see him go out on top, to be quite honest. That's who I'm rooting for. I have no idea how much is
this
gone
is
into
gonna
this
end.
For him.
It's going to end in a finish. Like, obviously, it's going to end in a finish. No one else is expecting that to. This is not going to the scorecards. It's not going all 5 rounds.
You think it's going to go to a finish no matter what?
Yeah, it's going to a finish. We're going to see someone get knocked the fuck out tonight.
And Sean O'Malley
in
channeling
the colors,
his Post Malone.
Well, it's more of a Tekashi 6ix9ine look, and
that's fair.
And he's looking. He's got the colors of Ecuador. Rocking those tonight because of his opponent Chito Vera.
Oh, so a little psychology. Let's see, who did the greatest troll psychology? Is it Floyd Mayweather coming out
with the mariachi
with the mariachi band?
It's up there.
Did he take a dump in the sombrero, or is that? I've seen people do that, but that's usually pro wrestling.
Totally alleged.
that he took. Not a real dump, but I'm saying a figurative dump. That's always my favorite troll. Yeah, I'm trying to think of who does the best trolling thing. If you're in the chat, let us know if you remember who did the best trolling in combat sports. As we see more highlight packages preparing for this. They do a lot of stuff up front a little bit I mean, it's nice to build it up, but I think it's always weird when they do all this up front and then the first fight ends in like a first-round knockout.
It's also because it's a 5-fight card. So it's a shorter card, so they're going to fill the goddamn... And also, this fight, pardon me, is at featherweight. It's not at bantamweight.
Oh.
Between... Wait, no, this is the Herbert Burns fight. That's at featherweight. They're just going through all the fights right now.
Okay.
We got
why is it a shorter card? Any reason why?
Well, I think all the main card fights are 5 fights, but it just feels shorter for some reason. Because it's to me, it's a 1-fight card. Tonight's card is definitely a 1-fight card. I would love to hear what people in the chat have to say.
It's fun to say, see the Sugar Show. I mean, that's fun, but I don't know if it's definitely... I mean, it's 4 fights in a row?
It's 4... Yeah, he's undefeated. He's not lost in his career, and all of them have come by way of stoppage. The man's a psychopath.
Yeah, but Marlon Vera is... Well, I mean, that's not a big fight. You're right. Fair enough. It is a 1-card fight, but it's a hell of a fight.
But Chino Vera's a hell of a fighter. None of these fights tonight are bad. Like, Junior Dos Santos and Rozenstruik's going to be a banger. But when you look at some of the cards we've seen... Last month's card, 3 title fights. This month we've got and it's a 1-fight card on purpose because it's the biggest fight of the year, in my opinion. Out of all the fights this year, this is the biggest fight of the year.
I mean, it's pretty... Yeah, I mean, it's a return fight. It's a championship fight. You can't argue with that. No. It's a pretty... I mean, they talk about it being the fight to determine who's going to be the best heavyweight of all time. At least that's what Cormier says.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the conceit for all of this.
Right. So, yeah, you're right. It is the big fight of the year, and you get, a great main course. You're not going to pack it with a lot of hors d'oeuvres. No. So to speak. All my analogies go through food. Just deal with it.
June Alice 144 in the chat saying, off topic here, is that Dave Winfield of the Yankees by chance in the picture on the top of the show?
That is not.
That is Bobby Bonilla.
Bonilla, the smartest Met in the world. A man who still gets paid, I believe, $1 million and change every year.
Every year.
Every Bobby Bonilla day.
And S. Hayden back for his 5th or 6th straight pay-per-view. S. Hayden, we salute
Welcome.
you.
Thank
We're
you for
glad you are here.
Us.
Got a nice little party going here tonight, Harry. It's a beautiful night in Point Unpleasant, New Jersey, our summer studio.
Nice. We're summering in Point Unpleasant. Mm-hmm. We're summering / quarantining. As they prepare here, what is the holdup on the first fight? They're finally getting to it. They are taking their time on this. Am I wrong? This feels like
we're 12 minutes in. S. Hayden, this is the new branding. Combat Culture is our new branding.
That's right.
It's that new-ish, as the kids say. Justin Winsby saying, same here, man. Y'all are the best. Brandon Walker saying, LOL, you still got to pay for POV. I believe he means PPV. Because if POV... Pay-per-view.
POV is point of view.
Yes,
that's
you can
get
that.
Pornography.
Yes, you can get that for free.
Do we still have to pay for that? Are we paying for that? I haven't looked
paying
at the
for
books.
POV.
Yeah.
I think it's a line item in the budget. I've got to talk to our.
I didn't know if we're paying for POV or not. If so, we got to stop that because that's all over the internet.
Speaking of POV, many people are going to wonder where Dan A. White is tonight.
Okay.
Dan A. White is actually on vacation.
Okay. Wow.
He actually decided to take a trip.
Now, when you say vacation, is it a court-mandated vacation at a facility where he is to...
From what he told me, he sent me a letter, a typed letter, like a notarized typed letter. It was weird.
On a typewriter?
Yes, on a typewriter. I don't know how a puppet can type, but it was very well written. Okay. And he told me he had to go to college for a few semesters and that he would let me know when he was, quote, unquote, graduating. He wrote, quote, graduating, unquote.
We're not writing Dan A. White. This sounds very much like when Poochie had to go back to his home planet.
Dan A. White will be back.
Simpsons reference of the night.
No, he's not going back to save his home planet.
Okay, good.
Dan A. White will be back.
He's very popular.
I will fight.
He's very popular among a lot of the fans.
Yeah,
even though he makes us completely
he's
uncomfortable.
Totally not in rehab.
Okay.
For a debilitating addiction.
Right.
Not at all.
Last time Dan A. White was here, he came into the studio serenading us with Drinking 9 to 5, what I want to say is a song parody from the musical 9 to 5 or the movie 9 to 5, but it was just him belligerently drinking from 9 to 5.
Yes. He didn't specify it was from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. I think it's just more of
it's like one of those street parking signs in New York.
Yeah.
It goes 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9. Here we go. As we're getting
Merab Devalishvili wearing the Afro equivalent of the Khabib Nurmagomedov hat. As he walks to the ring with
for it.
Yes, there is a specific name for it. I don't remember it.
Yeah, no.
And I just wanted to make a cultural comparison that people would understand. And walking to the ring with Matt Serra, who looks like if Jim Norton and Joe Rogan did the fusion dance.
Oh, there you go. And Matt Serra, co-host of the UFC podcast
with Jim Norton.
Of course, and draped in both flags there.
The flag of Georgia and the flag of the United States of America, wearing a USA face mask. You guys get canned from ESPN. No, this is ESPN.
Yeah, we didn't get fired. No, we didn't get fired. They're rebranding it. That's all. It's a new coat of paint. Yeah, we didn't get fired. I mean, we probably will someday. That's how this is going to end.
Yeah.
We are going to be fired.
We're going to be tossed. Something. It's going to be like the jerk. All I need is this microphone. And this bottle of bourbon.
What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be your drinking or my saying something that I think is funny?
Oh, it'll probably be both.
Okay.
It's probably going to be both. And
is it Dan A. White doing something inappropriate?
Let's
place your bets, folks. How do you think we're going to be fired from this show? Or is it me making comments about transgender fighters? And you don't know where I'm going. Believe me. You don't know where I'm going.
I feel like you're on the right side of history.
I'm on the right side of history, but I'm on the wrong side of humanity. But I'll leave my thoughts to myself because I've been told this is not about me.
It's not.
As I've been told several times by our producers.
In all caps.
In all caps.
Shut up, stupid.
Exclamation points and underlined 3 times, which is hard to do in a Gmail.
To CM Lynch.
Yes.
Papaka is the name of the hat. I probably mispronounced it, but it's spelled Papa Kha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Papaka.
Well, let's take a look. Devalishvili has won his last 4 fights inside the octagon, Harry, with his most recent coming against Gustavo Lopez back in June.
Yes.
He's got 8 wins by decision, 1 by submission, 2 by knockout. He's lost 3 times by decision, once by submission, and his last fight was inside the baby cage back in June. So Devalishvili fighting for the second time in 2 months against a veteran in John Dodson, who's got the most knockdown, tied for 8th in most knockdowns in UFC history, 8th fastest knockout in Bantamweight division history at 37 seconds. He's lost 3 of his last 5, though. He got a TKO win over Nathaniel Wood at Rio Rancho earlier this year. Has lost in every step-up fight in his career against Mighty Mouse Demetrius Johnson, against current champion Peter Yan, Jimmy Rivera, among others. And all of his losses have come by way of decision. But he's got 10 wins by knockout, so he may be able to kind of light the lamp inside the baby cage just a little.
Okay. Should be a good fight here. The baby cage, that's your nickname for the thing.
Yeah,
or is that
baby
not
cage.
The official?
That's not the official name for this. No, not at all.
By the way, did you see the thing? I mean, it was a while ago, but we haven't seen each other in a little bit. The Dana White purchasing the baby romper or whatever that John Oliver.
Yes. Now let's take a look at the tail of the tape really quick. Dodson 35, Devalishvili 29. 3-inch height advantage for Devalishvili at 5'6", both walking in tonight at 136 pounds. Devalishvili with a 2-inch reach advantage, 68 inches to 66 of Dodson.
Oh, I could take these guys. 5'3", 5'6".
You wouldn't make it out of the.
What are you talking about?
You wouldn't make it out of the house.
I want to go up to him at a bar and go, "You don't look so tough," and then see what happens, and then try to impress my friends.
Your friends? Alejandro Gonzalez in the chat, baby cage. Could you imagine a 15-pound class baby fighting ring? Imagine? What do you think we're doing when we're not on the air? Oh, I shouldn't be talking about that publicly.
Yeah. You don't know what Fight Island 2 is going to bring, by the way.
Yeah.
So let's not, no spoilers.
Steven Carrasco.
Dana got to get that money.
The changing of label / rebranding was a little confusing, but thankfully you guys are back. Well, we're glad to be with you.
We're here.
With the same kind of banter. Glad to have found where you were hiding. We ain't hiding nowhere.
We're not hiding anywhere. We're trying to.
And also, check out, thanks to Steph in the chat, Combat Culture, a $500 risk-free bet, Harold. through our friends over at DraftKings. That's right, DraftKings is allowing you to get a risk-free bet.
How does that work?
You just click the link in the chat.
Oh, there you go. You can sign up and get a $500 free bet.
Yeah.
All right. That's your opportunity.
Steven Carasso asking what we're drinking tonight. I am drinking Bullet Bourbon and a Brooklyn East IPA. Harry is drinking water. I am also drinking water because it's August.
Yeah. And also, you got to cut down the booze a little bit. Ice does not count as water. I just want you to know that.
I have a bottle of water right here off screen.
Just laying it.
You've known me for 6 years. Not all of them good.
They don't know.
But we're getting ready here.
Right.
Dodson versus Devalishvili. Dodson a plus 210 underdog. Devalishvili a minus 255 favorite. If you're putting your money, put your money in Devalishvili. He's going to eat this man like a sandwich, in my opinion. And here we go with the first fight of the night of UFC 252. Both men standing in the center of the cage. Devalishvili in black shorts. Dodson in gray. Dodson controlling the center of the octagon. Spinning back fist by Devalishvili to start this off, and he is letting those hands kind of loose, only throwing that back fist so far, but a lot of motion, kind of like Shane McMahon in the pocket here. Left jab, leading with that left jab, trying to find his range, Harry. Just about 30 seconds gone by in round number 1.
Let's see. So far, neither fighter making any connection thus far with any of these strikes.
Well, it's more about finding range in the early going in the first round. Dodson playing it very carefully here. As we said, every time he's lost, it's gone to decision. He's been able to finish fights before, but he's not really been finished inside the octagon. Now, Devalishvili control the center. Low body shot by Dodson, not landing. Going back to the center of the octagon. Devalishvili, just a whirling dervish of motion here. Quick 1-2 combination, left, right, not landing. Standing now, controlling the center of the octagon, making Dodson jump back into the center. Dodson to Devalishvili. Just a lot of finding. Oh, a can kick attempt by Devalishvili, not landing. Just really right now trying to establish range, both of these fighters. Nothing really doing, no real action yet. But Dodson feeling the pressure from Devalishvili, but stepping back in, now in the center of the octagon, but slowly getting pushed back to that cage. Right hook attempt, not landing by Devalishvili. Now trying to circle around back into the center of the octagon are both fighters. 3:20 left to go. Quick right jab attempt by Dodson, not landing. Not a lot doing. Low leg kick attempt trying to sweep the ankle. Did Dodson. Barely grazed him. Right now it's been Devalishvili's fight. He's been controlling the tempo, controlling the pace. Another can kick attempt. Nothing really landing here in round number 1 though, Harry.
Yeah, so far just feeling out process, really.
Trashman saying, what is this wrestling nerd virgin channel? Go fuck your mother.
There you go.
Holy Faith 7.
How many nerds say that?
I don't know.
Bitch.
But Holy Faith 7 donating $10 to the cause. Devalishvili trying to go for a single leg takedown. Gets the takedown. Goes to a belly to back. Dodson back up on his feet. Knees to the back.
Ooh.
Just driving those knees into the back of his knees. It makes no sense, but it does
But
work.
it is accurate and painful.
Just driving those knees into the hamstring and the back of the knee
Trying
of Dodson. Trying to get the takedown, but the scrambling takedown defense by Dodson has been excellent so far. Also not putting his fingers in the cage, having them pressed against. A suplex attempt by Devalishvili, not landing. 2:15 left to go in round number 1.
That is going to hurt in the morning. Continues to drive those knees into the left hamstring, but can't get him down. Dodson still maintaining that footwork to stay upright against the cage. And Devalishvili, not unrelenting here, continues to drive those knees into the hamstring.
It's like with Conor and those shoulder strikes in the Cowboy fight. Reverse waistlock still applied by Devalishvili, the number 15th ranked bantamweight in the world. Driving those knees now into the hamstring and the upper thigh of Dodson, who's pressed against the octagon, pressed against the Modelo ad in the corner. 96 seconds left to go in the round, and it's gonna be a long night for John Dodson. Trying to sweep the leg to Devalishvili, tried to trip that outside leg, did not get it going. Once again, reverse lace lock applied by Devalishvili. Dodson in a world of trouble here as his knees and his calves are getting kicked now. Dodson takedown defense perfect so far, 4 of 4 according to UFC stats, but it is a long night for him. Even though he has stopped those takedowns, he got kneed in the tuchus. Trashman donating $2 for some reason.
And he's still on his feet here, and Devalishvili just doing everything. Now just leaning back and trying to take him down, giving up on the knees.
Luther Campbell transition attempt there by Devalishvili.
Face down, ass up.
Exactly.
There we go. Google that one, kids. It's a great band. Great group of young, talented kids called Two Live Crew. As we have 40 seconds left in this first round here. Devalishvili has finally they let go and both fighters get into the center of the cage here.
And Trash Man, that $2 is also what your mother charged. 29 seconds left to go in round number 1. Had to get that one in.
There you go. That's fine.
Vengeance.
It's going to be a long night, I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
A front kick from Devalishvili.
Another low kick. He's working on those knees, working on the calves. Quick 1-2 combination.
From Dodson there. Back to the center of the octagon with 10 seconds left.
Tried with that back left. Did Dodson landing to the jaw of Devalishvili. And we will go to round number 2 after a head kick attempt by Dodson is blocked by Devalishvili. Good round number 1. I would give that to Devalishvili.
Absolutely.
Controlled the pace, even though a great job by Dodson to prevent those takedowns. It was not enough really to kind of recenter himself and try to get back to the center.
Willed himself to stay up. I mean, just took knee after knee to his hamstrings there, and he's not sitting down.
And also,
in his corner at the moment.
Derek Douglas asking, how do we donate? In the bottom, you donated, you can click the show your support for combat culture. Once you see the chat bar, you'll see a $ icon. You click the $ icon, and that is how you donate.
And Dodson, again, standing up throughout the break here, the respite. Telling him to put him more, his corner's telling him to put more angle off to the side. It's the last thing they tell him before the referee calls him back to the center of the cage.
Kevin Nava saying Miami sound.
The Miami sound?
The Miami
Two Live Crew?
Yeah. Just get some 808s. We're going to have that playing in the background.
I prefer Get the Fuck Out. It's a great song.
Fuck Martinez is up there.
That's pretty good, but I mean, you need to know the backstory to really appreciate Fuck Martinez, the district attorney of Miami, I do believe.
Yes.
And he wrote a song about it. But we'll get to that after
and
the
round
fight
number
as round 2 starts.
Both men in the center of the octagon trying to find some rhythm and some rhyme. No, and Devalishvili still trying to find his jab. He's still trying to find range here in round 2. Maybe just trying to set up something. Standing in the center of the octagon, still full of a lot of energy.
A lot of movement, but not much connecting for right now. Not much being thrown either. Oh, he did a couple high steps.
Yeah, Devalishvili really doing some can-can kicking here tonight.
But again, nothing landing at the moment. Both fighters still in the center of the cage.
And if you want to watch along with us here tonight and want to mute the commentary, you can sign up for ESPN Plus by clicking the link in the description. Every dollar helps. If you single leg takedown attempt does not go, but a left by Devalishvili getting Dodson against the octagon.
Back to the center of the octagon here. Both fighters pacing back and forth here, working each other around. Ooh.
Low kick attempt by Dodson. Devalishvili getting that leg away. Quick 2-jab combination by Devalishvili. Lead right by Dodson left by Dodson not landing. Both of these guys here really trying to find range here. Devalishvili, it's his fight to lose in my opinion. Dodson leading again with that left, trying to go for the body. Feigning a knee to Devalishvili. Getting Dodson against the cage and another takedown attempt. And Dodson this time picked up like a baby at the fair. Hey, everybody, look at this baby, and then drop down. Dodson gets right back up, but smothered, covered, and punched in the face, and now Dodson in control, trying to go for the double underhooks, knee to the body by Dodson, and both of them back into the center of the octagon.
A tremendous performance is just picking him up and dropping him, but Dodson got right back up.
Shout out to Justin Cranford, always enjoys our commentary.
Thank you, it's much appreciated. And both fighters back to the center of the cage. I mean, this round... Still with 2 minutes and 55 seconds left so far has been Devalishvili's round.
But Dodson's showing a lot of strength here. I could see a judge giving this round to Dodson right now 10-9. We could see this. It's going to be a weird... If this goes to decision, it's going to be a weird decision. 2 jabs by Dodson, and now he's kind of doing some leg swivels around to try to find motion. Thank God. Back fist by Devalishvili into a right hook. And now going after Dodson again, trying to go for the takedown. Needed a body by Dodson. 2 knees landed by Dodson.
Both fighters back to the center of the cage here. And he can just never fully get Dodson down for very long. Again, goes for another takedown. But
Lands
Dodson
that left.
stands against the cage.
Now trying to scoop the leg, try to take the single.
Still Dodson holding strong, planting his feet, spreading his legs wide.
Shout out to David Wilkinson joining us here tonight.
And again, just kind of Dodson holding on as Devalishvili tries to take him down. Couple strikes to his head.
Just landing lefts right to the head, and now going for another takedown attempt as Devalishvili
picks him up again.
It's
the second time, and Dodson, for the second time, gets up from it, squeezes out.
He finds it, but scoring points. Devalishvili is scoring points.
No doubt about it. It's I don't know if there's any frustration for Devalishvili, but he's managed to take him down twice. That is progress. He didn't get him down the last round.
And a leg kick by Dodson after a left hook attempt by Devalishvili. Devalishvili trying to score points here, looking like the more active fighter of the two. So he could probably take this round 10-9, even though he has gotten two
I
takedowns.
would give him
Trying
the
to shoot
round
a
so far, yeah.
Another two takedown attempts by Devalishvili missed, and another can attempt by Devalishvili. Dodson with great takedown defense here tonight, but has been taken down twice and has been lit up a little bit by Devalishvili in the clinch. Trashman donating $2 saying these two guys kiss deeply. It was only once, and it wasn't really that good.
Yeah, and it wasn't for the broadcast either, which I think we made a huge mistake with. Back to the center, both fighters. Oh, a couple of jabs from Dodson.
Dodson looking like the bantamweight version of Daniel Cormier in terms of his body type. He's very stocky for a bantamweight.
But he does move quick.
Oh,
he's get
quick
out
off
of those
the jab.
takedowns very quickly.
Great takedowns. Great takedown defense, pardon me.
Devalishvili going for it, but...
Oh, Dodson with a quick combination. Devalishvili trying to go for a takedown again. Quick scramble, left-right combination, and they're back to the center. Body, and there's another takedown by Devalishvili, getting Dodson against the octagon, and that will be end of round number 2. It picked up there at the end, Harry. This one a little closer than round number 1.
I'd still give it to Devalishvili.
Yeah, 10-9. It'd be a 10-9 for me.
Fair enough here, and neither fighter choosing to sit on the stool. I always find that fascinating.
It's a pride thing. Anytime I'm offered a chance to sit down, I sit down.
That's why we just talk about the fighting instead of doing it. Oh, his nose is that before the fight here?
I don't know.
Nose is looks to be pressed in a little bit. No
he looks
bleeding,
like
though.
the kid from Bronx Tale.
Oh, yeah.
But when he was on The Sopranos.
Cologito.
Yes, but he looks like when he was on The Sopranos.
Oh, okay. And here we see some highlights here. A spinning back fist from Devalishvili. And then lands another punch. And then here he is picking up Dodson.
That's how I pick up my dog when I want to take her out of her playpen. It's like, come on, Olive, let's go outside. And she probably heard that from across the house. I was like, what?
And then you drop her like that, too? That's rough.
Well, of course not. Jeffrey Burton, as a quarantine senior, I greatly appreciate the commentary. We all can't afford pay-per-view. Well, Jeffrey, we're glad to bring it to you. It's round number 3, and for some reason, the John Pineda filter is on our television. And quick, it was like Vaseline on the lens for some reason.
A very intense handshake for round 3 here by both fighters.
Kevin Nava saying Harry with the uncut gem sunglasses.
Oh, thank you. Still haven't seen it. I gotta see it. Waiting for the right mood. I hear you have to be in the right mood to watch
I've
that.
heard it's like an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Low kick combination by Dodson.
I saw their other movie. It was that. So here we go. Dodson. A front kick from Devalishvili.
Dolly McGregor saying we should visit Austin and do some comedy.
I'd love to go down to Austin.
Just for the barbecue.
When all this settles down.
Trashman donating another $2 and saying, never seen a red feathered bowl cut before. It's not a feathered bowl cut. It's just quarantine hair.
Yeah, it's fluffy. It's not a bowl cut.
No, it's just volume. Left! Speaking of volume, a volume of punches by Devalishvili. Landing a quick left-right combination. Dodson leading up with one. Dodson more aggressive here in round number 3.
He better be, because he needs to finish Devalishvili to win this fight, in my opinion. I don't think you could get... Oh! A Huge punch landed by Devalishvili, but Dodson manages to move. A front kick attempt. A lot of crazy energy from Devalishvili.
He's just... Well, he trains on Long Island. In his corner tonight is Ray Longo, Matt Serra, and Aljamain Sterling, who is one of the best fighters in the UFC. And it's Long Island energy. It's Dizzy Lizards at 2 a.m. energy. It's just frenetic, shaking, and weirdly wanting to go to Arby's.
He was front kicking like David Lee Roth, but again, picks up Dodson, holds him up.
That's that 3-inch height advantage. Like, he's just picking him up.
But the weird part is Dodson just kind of stays there waiting for him to move. Dodson never tries to escape being thrown down.
Maybe he likes upsies. I won't shame a man for liking upsies.
At that point, he held him up for a good 3 or 4 seconds before deciding what to do. But again, Dodson manages to shake it off, get up, and both fighters to the center of the octagon.
S. Hayden saying my hair is majestic. Thank you. Nelson Roberts, thank you for your compliment. Much appreciated. And Dodson circling and dancing again. This has been basically a kickboxing match with a myriad of takedowns so far tonight. And this is our first fight. Another takedown attempt stuffed by Dodson, trying to go low, but did Devalishvili. But Dodson catching him right under that right armpit. And just going, no, just not doing that. And now jab attempts by Devalishvili. Oh! Right hands landed by both fighters, and it looks like there's a cut right along the side of Dodson's head on the right side, but that could also just be that weird vein that goes alongside the side of your head. And another takedown attempt into a quick combination against the fence to Devalishvili, and another low kick by Devalishvili.
Both fighters back to the center of the octagon again. Devalishvili trying to land something. Dodson just moving around a little bit. Not much happened here with 1 minute and 40 seconds. Again, Dodson needs to do something aggressive to win this fight.
And Trashman donating another $2, saying the sexual tension between us is unmatched.
Well, stay tuned for Sweeps Week. We'll let that pay off, baby.
And then a right hand by Devalishvili, but Dodson coming right back with 2 shots to the head. Dodson looks at the ref for a second. I don't know what that was. Another quick left jab by Devalishvili. Takedown attempt blocked by Dodson. Devalishvili has thrown more takedown attempts tonight than I think he's thrown head kicks.
Still bouncing around, man. Still has the energy that most fighters don't have at this point. And he's used a lot of energy. I mean, just trying to take Dodson down.
Goran Dragic watching the fights tonight and accidentally hashtag Buble life, and another spinning back fist by Devalishvili not landing, and another leg takedown attempt trying to go for the double leg, gets that one, and now has his head, almost had his head guillotined between the legs of Dodson, and now Dodson back up, but a single leg attempt by Devalishvili, trying to score another takedown here, trying to score maybe another 10-9 round to get the unanimous decision victory, trying to knee the outside of Dodson's kneecap is Devalishvili, and both men really hustling here with 28 seconds left to go in the round, really trying to find the takedown.
And just, Devalishvili's, again, been rather unsuccessful with the takedown. Actually, I mean, he's dropped them 3 times, but again, every time he takes him down, Dodson gets up. 15 seconds left here, and I think he's just trying to flip him over into a bear hug and then just hammer fisting the quads. But again, he doesn't need to finish this fight. He's already winning on points as far as I'm concerned.
Dodson really didn't try to go for a finish here, and that'll be the end of this one. We will go to the scorecards. A hug from both fighters, and Devalishvili going full-blown championship celebration. Dodson feeling like he won that one, but I think Devalishvili knows what we all know. He got the win here tonight.
We see the highlights. Some great combinations landed by Devalishvili. There's not much that Dodson
I think the more patient
hit in this fight.
The more patient of a fighter Devalishvili will become, the better he will be. The more he takes his time, I think he's full of energy, and that's great. But I think the more time he takes, the more opportunities if he's patient with opportunities. James Ortega saying, I'm wearing pink panties. Don't kink shame. But Harry, Devalishvili with a great showing here tonight. But Dodson, you can't take anything away from him. He had a really good showing here tonight, but it wasn't enough, in my opinion, to get past Devalishvili. And Bruce Buffer wearing only your grandmother's nicest wallpaper.
Bruce Buffer looking fantastic as usual.
we will go to a decision here. All three judges score the contest 30-27, and that's going to be for Devalishvili, 30-27. So that's 10-9 rounds across the board, 3 10-9 rounds, and that's fair to me. Like,
yeah,
that's fair
I think
judging.
He had all 3 rounds. I don't think there's much. I don't think there's much you can say as far as an argument that he had all 3 of those rounds.
Sarah Cinderblock saying Harry played Irving and Mr. Robot. Let's take a look at the fight statistics really quick. 24 distance strikes landed by Dodson, 17 from Devalishvili. 39 clinch strikes landed by Devalishvili, 4 by Dodson. 2 takedowns accomplished by Devalishvili. 20 attempted by Devalishvili.
That sounds
he
about
went
right, yeah.
2 for 20. If you tried that in the NBA, not only would you be kicked out, but you would be sent into the streets. You would be not sent to the G League.
Not a great average, but
you would be kicked out of the Rucker. You would not be allowed there.
I mean, it wasn't a dominating win, but he got it. He did what he had to do. He got the fight done. I think it's one of those situations where Dodson didn't do much in his fight. From his perspective, didn't do much, man. I mean, he did manage.
He
to
had
stay,
great defense,
definitely,
but
there wasn't much else.
He couldn't match the pace of Devalishvili. He wasn't able to find anything in the game plan that could slow him down, control that energy. He wasn't going to beat him on the feet. We saw that he was going to be great with takedown defense, but you're not going to score points by just stopping takedowns. You're not going to win rounds by just stopping takedowns.
I agree, but congratulations to Devalishvili.
And thank you to Trashman for another $2 donation.
And Joe Rogan doing the post-fight interview. I'm here with the winner, Devalishvili. And congratulations on a relentless and amazing victory, says Joe Rogan, over, in my opinion, the biggest test of your professional career so far. He says, thank you so much. Biggest test in my fighting career. It was easy. I'm not even tired, he says. I train with the best. I train with the best guys. You guys see no one like him. He's going to be UFC champion a long time. He may be like this. Joe said, clearly it has worked out. Your endurance was spectacular. Your ability to close the distance on John Goodson was amazing. He's easily one of the fastest guys in the division and the sport, period. Yes, he says, but like I said, I'm training hard. I thank my coach. I'm reading these closed captions as they come. Thanks to all of my team, we're training hard, says Devalishvili. This is just the beginning of my career. I was working full-time construction. Now I'm about to leave my job. Oh, geez. I don't need to...
Can we stop for a second? Can we point out the fact that this man's fighting on pay-per-view and he's working a construction job probably in in Keyport or Merrick?
Are you suggesting that perhaps the pay in the UFC is not...
Perhaps, Harold. I perhaps may be saying we need a better system here to where they're not making, after all the fees they have to pay to trainers, to agents, to managers, we get our cut. They should be making a solid wage for fighting on fucking pay-per-view.
I agree, my friend. I agree. Not gonna get an argument from me. The fact that he has to announce, I think all that should be in the stats though.
Yeah.
If they're working a
What's
job,
their shoot job?
What their real job is here tonight. Got a shift cover at security work at the mall. Something. Is the manager of an Arby's. I mean, that's reasonable. I'm not saying they're all shitty jobs.
Yeah. There's probably someone in the UFC that works construction and helped build the arena he fought in. That's probably something that happened. And that's got to be an incredible
Probably definitely someone at Fight Island.
Yeah.
And these weird old WWF style post-fight interviews they have to do because the fighters have to be the social distancing. Yeah.
And once again, the decision, Merab Devalishvili getting a unanimous decision victory over John Dodson. And coming up next, Harry, we are going to the featherweight division as Herbert Burns goes up against Daniel Pineda. We're seeing Burns and Pineda get ready. Pineda tied for third in most submissions in UFC featherweight history with 3. He's returning to the UFC. We'll break that down in just a minute after a tour of duty in the Professional Fighters League. Our friends over in the PFL.
Yes, the Professional Fighters League, doing some great stuff over there. I've been to a couple of their fights live this year.
Yeah.
That was a great experience.
Well, last year.
Oh, last year.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my God, time flies.
It's August 2020.
Oh my God. Yeah, they've been doing some good stuff over there, no doubt. As we see UFC doing their DraftKings promotion. Okay.
And we've got a DraftKings promotion as well. We'll be posting that link throughout the night where you get a free $500 bet, courtesy of our friends over at DraftKings. Trashman donated another $2. He's just paying $2 every time he tries to insult us.
I mean, it's a good way to spread it out because we read them, right? We see them. Yeah, he's smart. He's diversifying his insults.
But it's
don't put all your insults on one thing.
You know what? I'm finally getting paid for being insulted. Like that's the goal. That's the goal for a fat kid. Matt pre-puberty called and wants its voice back.
I mean,
that's a reach.
It's a reach.
Try harder, right?
It's not good. I mean, we'll read them, but if they flop,
it's not Woody Allen's moose spit.
Yeah,
but
I really wanted that to be good, bro. I was rooting for it, but it sucked ass. So
Dolly McGregor saying, "Yeah, but Jesse is hotter than y'all." It's not an argument or a conversation. Jesse Holland, I believe.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we're not arguing that. He's tall.
He's tall and handsome. He's a tall and handsome fella.
He knows how to wear a suit. We both look like we would try to sell you a VCR.
Well, I was going for this look. I thought this shirt. I like the V-neck of this, but it's still on camera. Looks like I'm like.
You look like you belong on a BBC Three show. Not like BBC One, not BBC Two. You're not even on Channel 4.
Weird stuff?
Yeah.
But not the animal documentary?
No, not the animal documentary.
I just feel like, I realize on camera it looks like Keith Hernandez calling, when him and like Al Leiter.
Just like a lo-fi, low-key, trying to look like biz cash.
I thought it would look cool, but it just looks like college football assistant coach. So I think I'm on camera. I'm done with these shirts.
Hayden saying, Harry is a ladies' man, don't get it twisted.
That's true. Don't get it twisted. I lay the pipe. Let's make no mistake about it for people wondering. I get mine. And if you want to get yours, you can listen to my podcast, Man School 202.
Oh, that made me uncomfortable.
What?
Just that sentence and you saying it unironically.
It's true, man. It ain't bragging when you back it up.
That's fair.
And boy, do I back it up right into the pipe that I lay on a constant basis. Man School 202 is the podcast for your sex relationship advice with myself and the host Dante Nero. Available on iTunes and YouTube if you're into comedy and relationship and sex advice.
I like none of those things.
Oh, wow. Well, that's problematic.
I just listen to NPR and The Cure at the same time.
That explains
I'm trying
the
to
depression.
Yes.
They don't always sync up. I saw The Cure live. It was one of those radio fests in 2003. I think it was the HF Festival, like down in D.C. And a lot of great bands, Violent Femmes, The Offspring, Jay-Z was there. I think Papa Roach. I'm trying to list them as Cypress Hill, The Offspring, and also The Cure. The Cure decided to close. Not a good idea. No. It's not a good idea to follow The Offspring. I'm just going to put that out there.
David.
And also white face paint and goth makeup. No. It's for the young and thin. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. The Young and ICP.
Yeah,
that's it.
The Young and ICP.
David Vargas asking, Tyson and Jones Jr., can you guys cover the fight? Well, we've asked.
Okay.
We've asked.
That's interesting.
The question has been asked if we can call Tyson Jones Jr. On that card as well is Nate Robinson versus Jake Paul.
Or Logan
Jake
Paul. I really don't know the difference. But which one's the
Everyday Bro one? The
which
rapping
one's
one.
The Serena?
Jake Paul, I think.
I have no idea. Who's the number one guy?
I don't know.
Which one's the Kim and which one's the Courtney?
Kevin Navis asking, are we SUNY guys? No. New York University. We're NYU's
We're
problem.
NYU graduates separately.
That's just sad.
I mean, listen, a lot of people can go anyway, whatever. Right? A lot of people can go. A lot of people can get in. A lot of people can graduate. I know jerk-offs with Harvard degrees. It's fine. A lot of cursing tonight.
Trashman saying Matt's blood type is 00 fudge.
Closer. Yeah. Closer. You're almost there, buddy. Almost there.
You keep workshopping, sweetheart.
But you know what I like about you is that you just get punched in the face, but you get back up. Sure, your teeth are knocked out and your eyes are twisted.
He's like the Black Knight in Holy Grail.
Fair enough. But you keep getting back up, and I admire that spirit. I might have to see if I can double charge this thing, this laptop here. As we go on to the next fight here, the featherweight fight between Burns and Pineda.
And this one's going to be a big fight. And Harry, we're going to have a musical interlude tonight. David Ortiz, we don't know yet. We were actually going to have Dana White singing a song from Hamilton, but the song's not ready yet.
Okay.
So you have to wait for UFC 253 for that one.
Okay. Dana White, always eager to entertain.
Mm-hmm. And we take a look at this fight really quick. Herbert Burns taking on Daniel Pineda. Burns is on a 5-fight winning streak, Harry, going back to 2018 when he was fighting for Titan FC. Both of his UFC wins have come by submission and TKO, one of which was at UFC 250 inside the baby cage at the Apex. That was his last fight in the UFC. This is his second fight in 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Another guy with another fight in 2 months, and we're seeing Pineda make his walk back to the octagon, but we'll wrap up here with Burns. He's Gilbert Burns' brother, who we've seen in action before.
Sure.
8 wins by submission, 1 by knockout/TKO, and 2 submissions in his pro career. Pineda making his return to the UFC after 6 years following a 1-4 run in his last 5 fights in the UFC. Lost to a Johnny Carson. Not the Johnny Carson, but a Johnny Carson. 8 wins by KO or TKO, 18 by submission, has never won by decision, has lost by decision 5 times, 6 times by submission, 2 times by KO or TKO. Last 2 fights were in the PFL, but both of those fights were overturned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Harry, because he pissed dirty.
Oh, boy. So
he returns to the UFC looking to reclaim himself, looking to revive his career. And you know what? Maybe a big step up for him fighting on pay-per-view. We'll take a look at some of the stats provided by the UFC. He's unbeaten in his last 6 fights, 4-0 and 2 no contest. The last 2 fights were the 2 no contests we were talking about. 100% finish rate, 8 and 9 fastest submissions in UFC history at 1:35 and 1:37. Trashman donating another $2 saying Virgin Preservation Meeting. I don't even know what that means. Like, we're preserving our virginity?
I think
it's an incel joke?
Yeah, I think it might be an involuntarily celibate type of thing. Keep swinging, though. I think he thinks that he has to charge to make the things, but I'm not going to tell him he doesn't have to.
Keep giving us money. Dolly McGregor saying y'all should have shirts made with both of you as cartoons with MMA gloves and trunks inside of the baby cage.
Oh, wow. Well, there we go. Some merch ideas.
Violence babies. Give them concussions. Violence babies.
Don't give Dana White any ideas.
And Sam, we have 3 more fights left to go before the main event of Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian. The things on the bottom will already tell you that. We're on Combat Culture. We're on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We're on the Bloody Elbow page. We're on the MMA Mania page. We are on the Combat Culture page. Almost 700 people, almost 600 people watching us right now. Tell your friends, share it on social media. Be sure to tag MMA and MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at MRyan Consulting. You can follow Harry at Harry Terjanian. And if you need my charger, I've got a charger right here.
I'm gonna see. I might have to switch from the Ethernet to the Wi-Fi. I don't know if that's gonna
screw everything.
Okay, well then we won't do that unless we get to a dire situation. But we're good.
Well, it's charging, isn't it?
It's all right. It's all right at the moment. I just want to make sure everything is smooth here as we prepare for the
line of the night so far from Amber Leland. Trashman out here spending money to bomb at an open mic.
Oh,
Some next level shit.
You may not know that. That's how open mics work.
Mm-hmm.
You pay money
or bringer shows
and you bomb.
Sheba Mason got a lot of my time and a lot of my friends' money.
Oh boy, yeah. Shout out to Sheba.
Bernardo
and her illegitimate father, Jackie Mason, I guess.
Well,
can you call somebody an illegitimate father?
He didn't want to be there.
Right. Well, he's denying any claim here.
And Herbert Burns on a 5-fight win streak, as we said, finished 9 of 11 wins, 8 of them by submission. Was awarded his contract on the Dana White Contender Series, Season 3, Episode 7. Someone asking if we're communists. I'm not a communist.
I don't even know anymore. No, I'm not a communist, but I do name names. So that's the thing. I will like sell out people I don't even know. I just start throwing people under the bus.
Oh, so that's why those people showed up.
Yeah. I name names. I snitch.
Sean Paul, not that Sean Paul, asking.
No, the singer Sean Paul, not that other Sean Paul you're thinking about.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here. Burns 32, Pineda 35. Burns 2 inches taller at 5'9" to Pineda 5'7". Burns coming in heavy. 3.5 pounds overweight at 149.5 pounds. Pineda on weight at 146. But Burns with an ungodly reach advantage of 73.5 inches to the 69 nice of Pineda. Sean Paul asking, hi from Wyoming. Thanks for doing this again. Get drunk, Matt.
Yeah, well, you don't have to ask.
Well,
that's going down either way.
Next fight, I'm getting some ice. Dolly McGregor saying, just give me the light.
There you go.
Bobby
Was that in reference to Sean Paul or the bombing that Trash Can is doing? Just give me the light so I get off the stage.
Probably both.
But
pass the drill, though. Michael James saying, any chances of a shout-out to Cool Pop King?
No.
A shootout to Cool Pop King.
A shootout to Cool Pop King?
I don't know. Is
that a new thing the kids are doing?
Did you see that fucking 8 overtime game the other day?
I
watched
the
final
insane.
moments of that 8 overtime game, and it was bananas.
The
Bobby
NHL playoffs have been fantastic.
That's why bubbles work.
There you
Bobby
go.
Ricafrente saying, representing Florida. Well, hello, Florida, and we're sorry you're in Florida.
Hey, listen, you can't help where your mother's vagina was when you were born.
But you can leave, though. We know people who were in Florida and left Florida.
Hey, man, I did a 2-year stint. I made it out.
Trash Man saying, donating another $2 saying, I'd get drunk if I couldn't get laid. I'd get drunk, too, if I couldn't get laid.
Is he saying that... I see
he's
what
implying that I do not have... I don't have coitus.
You drink because you
Yes.
don't get laid.
Yes, here we go.
Those things are just mutually exclusive.
Yes. Burns starting things off, trying to go for a takedown after a quick combination. We're in round number 1, low kick by Pineda. Pineda with a right hook to the jaw of Burns. We're going heavy and we're going hard in round number 1. Burns, head kick. We're starting off here. Pineda tried to with a low kick, quick 1-2 combination, not landing by Burns. Pineda finding some distance. Going for the takedown is Burns, but Pineda going for a guillotine. Trying to end this one early. We got to scramble both back up on the feet. Burns with a reverse waist lock and eating an elbow to the jaw. Trying to take Pineda down again. Trying to grapevine the right leg of Pineda. And now Pineda in control, needed a body. Pineda is busted open on his left eyebrow. Needed a body by Burns. Pineda takes down Burns, but Burns trying to go for the guillotine here. Trying to get in control is Pineda, who has top position. Burns trying to grapevine around the body of Pineda. 3:55 left to go, just a few minutes gone by here in round number 1, and we are heavy and we are loaded for bear as Pineda on the bottom, bleeding profusely, trying to find himself out of a Burns on the bottom, Pineda bleeding profusely, and Burns trying to find himself out of a bad predicament here at the hands of Pineda. Pineda landing 2 shots to the midsection, still on top, trying to posture up, lands a devastating right hand to the head, and goes back to the body. 3:23 left to go in round number 1.
Wow, just continuing to be on top there. A couple knees from Pineda. But Burns.
And a shout out to Jason
strong
from Bobakian in Ontario, Canada. Bobakagian. And now Pineda still in top position. 3:05 left to go. Shout out to Miami. Standing up, Pineda, giving Burns some space. Grabbing the right ankle and going right down with a shot. Right hand to the jaw of Pineda. Pineda almost getting caught in a guillotine. Almost getting caught by Burns in a triangle choke, And now Burns hammer fisting from the bottom, trying to make sure that Pineda does not posture up. Now a side control attempt by Pineda, but Burns trying to keep control from the bottom, trying to pull that arm into a triangle. Nothing doing here. Burns getting his toes inside the cage. Pineda on top, trying to posture up. Burns trying to fight from the bottom in a very close and contested round number 1.
More elbows there coming from Pineda. Burns just on the bottom here, trying to fight from the top, and he is in quite a bit of trouble. And now Pineda in that situation where he's taking his time with the beating. You'd hate to see it.
He hammer fisted him in the thigh. Caught him right in the hip joint, and now a quick...
Almost like he didn't want to do it, like, well, I don't know if this will help at all, but it's here. And again, continue to hammer fist what's available, the hamstrings.
And Pineda still in top position here. Burns fighting from the bottom. Posturing up is Pineda. Quick right hand, now a hammer fist attempt. And now Pineda trying to finish the fight, trying to knock Burns out. But Burns continuing the fight, continuing to try here. Now Burns pressed against the cage with his ass firmly on the canvas. Burns in control, Pineda in control of Burns with 1:12 left to go in round number 1. Both scrambling on the bottom here. Isolating the right ankle is Pineda. Landed a right hand. Going back down. And now a triangle attempt. But Pineda slips right through with 1 minute left to go in round number 1. Ground and pound attempt. Ground control time, 3 minutes and 10 seconds for Pineda with 47 seconds left to go in the round. Burns is looking bad here so far in round number 1 outside of an early and quick start, getting Pineda busted open.
But could he survive this here? There's 35 seconds left in the first round. More of the same here from Pineda, just kind of hammering as Burns tries to hold on, tries to block him off with 25 seconds left in the first round.
Pineda landing over 28 ground strikes to 9 by Burns. 20 seconds left to go in the round.
And again, more of the same. Burns holding on.
And now trying to go for an attempt at side control. Burns kicking Pineda in the ass. 5 seconds left to go. Devastating elbow to Burns by Pineda. And we will end round number 1 with that one being entirely all Daniel Pineda.
My goodness, here's that round, completely just dominating performance from Daniel Pineda. And Burns looks exhausted, and he should be from the beating he's taken.
Shout out to Leonard Burns from Calgary, Alberta. Shout out to Calgary, Alberta.
G'day, mate.
Sean Villanueva saying, I think Harry should pop the collar and Matt should take a drink every time Trashman donates. I'll be dead by the main event.
Yeah, man.
Cat's Meow saying, love the play-by-play, Matt. You do a great job. Well,
yes, he does. Matt's the man. And as we see the highlights here, oof.
Pineda just started off fast, and that overhand right they're showing on the replay here really dictated the pace. And a back elbow in the clinch with Burns' back against the fence. And Pineda tried to finish the fight in top position, and we're going to get ready for round number 2. Everybody's clear from the octagon. The referee making sure everything is done. Lifting Okie. Shout out to Oklahoma. And thank you, JH, for the compliment. Left hand by Burns as we start round number 2. Trying to lead with those straight lefts. Low kick to the thigh by Burns to Pineda. Burns a little more aggressive here. Right hand into the takedown attempt, and now Burns with the takedown. Looking to set the pace and set the pressure in round number 2. Jordan Patu on Twitter saying this is a possible 10-8 round. Kevin Ioli from Yahoo saying that was a 10-9 round. Harry, I'd give that 10-8. Yeah.
10-8.
And Pineda, that wound from the left eyebrow wide open again, and Burns from top position. Now it's got the back of Pineda. Now trying to backpack him. Trying to look like that flossing kid that was on the internet for 5 minutes. Gets Pineda back down, and now Pineda elbowing the thigh of Herbert Burns. No relation to Frank.
Burns having a hold of his left arm, but Pineda's right arm is free to continue elbowing the quadriceps.
May try to go for a modified Kimura as Herbert Burns just continues to bionic elbow the thigh of Herbert Burns. And Dolly McGregor saying, love you, Harry.
Thank you.
Matt's not the only one with talent.
Thank you very much. It's appreciated. We're a good team here. We're very happy to be here with you tonight for UFC 252.
Well, I'm just happy to still have a job.
That's true.
And now Burns trying to take the back of Pineda. Pineda on the ground after controlling.
Pineda's the one who looks exhausted on the ground.
Well, he probably expended a lot of energy.
Blew himself up, just elbowing. Punched him. I mean, a
just
reverse
punching a man in the
rope-a-dope.
hip. And now Pineda's back on the canvas, pressed his side against the octagon. Burns in a modified side control, trying to get top position. Pineda punching from the bottom. Burns punching the ribs of Pineda. Just about 2 minutes gone by in round number 1. Round number 2.
Repeated hammer fist to the back of the head here. Burns just trying to squeeze him down. Oh, a shoulder.
A shoulder strike to the jaw by Burns. And Pineda punching right to the head. Just trying to get Burns off him with 2:39 left to go in round number 2. And be sure to donate.
Trying to slips out, and he kind of does, but Burns grabs him yet again.
And Pineda gets a variation of a judo toss, and now had a pseudo headlock, but gives up the back. Burns trying to go for the choke, trying to go for the submission. Pineda finesses his way out of it, but Burns trying to muscle him down. Now Pineda back in top position, going to side control, and landing some right hands.
A lot of hammer fists from Pineda on Burns.
But Burns just eating them like the sandwich I had for lunch, and now trying to maintain control with 2 minutes left to go in the round. Burns was controlling the pace for the first few minutes, but Pineda has turned the tide here and may try to steal this round or just finish the fight.
Well, right now I'd give it to Pineda, but there's still 1 minute and 52 seconds left here. A real back and forth round here so far with Pineda on top, but Burns grabbing him from the bottom, trying to put him in a headlock, eating a couple hammer fists for his trouble, for sure.
And now Pineda pressing down his right leg on the left arm of Burns, trying to keep him in place. Variation of a crucifix, and Burns' toes in the cage, referee pulling him out. Burns trying to find an advantage there, and now submission attempt maybe by Pineda. Pineda having Burns on the ground in somewhat of a lateral press, and Burns trying to push off the cage, try to roll into transition. Side control still controlled by Pineda. Burns on the ground, and now elbows driving into the head of Burns. Pineda in control here, trying to steal this round or finish the fight, as I said earlier. 1 minute to go in a pseudo crucifix position. Once again, a variation of a lateral press for those wrestling fans out there. And now right hands just concussing the head of Burns, just driving it in there. Burns trying to keep it going, not wanting this referee to stop the fight before the end of round number 2. Trying to posture up, trying to pop those hips up and get Pineda off of him. But
a lot of P's in there, my friend. You're doing a
Plosive
fantastic job.
Plosive fucking city. And driving the elbow into the forehead of Burns.
That's it?
And that's
it!
It is over. That is not Herb Dean.
I'm sorry. It's not? All right.
No.
Oh, I thought it was Herb Dean.
No.
What? That guy looks... Hold on. It's
He's
not
bald.
even a racist thing. I don't know why I got in my head that Herb Dean was reffing this fight. This guy is not only not black, no hair, completely bald, the complete opposite of Herb Dean.
And Herbert Burns, his 5-fight winning streak completely ended. Burns not looking good, but Daniel Pineda roaring back after
Burns on the ground, man.
2 no contests, walking back into the UFC, fighting on a main card on pay-per-view, biggest card of the year, and just completely decimating Herbert Burns.
Wow, man, he looks beat up here. I mean, a good stoppage. Necessary.
Namey Noah saying this is a fight of the night.
More, the highlights just showing just the hammer fist and the elbows just repeatedly.
The referee's Mark Smith, by the way, for those playing
was
along
Herb
at home.
Dean reffing the other fight?
No, we've not seen Herb Dean.
We've not seen Herb Dean? Why did I must have seen it in a highlight thing and just got it in my head because this guy looks nothing like
No, you just
Herb
think
Dean.
every referee's Herb Dean.
Yeah, but I want to make
You
it
either
clear,
think
not
they're
just the
Herb
black
Dean or Keith
referees.
Peterson.
I mean, all the referees are
Yes.
Herb Dean to me.
Yes.
Even the ones
It's like how you think every wrestling referee's Earl Hebner.
That's true. I miss Herb Dean.
And we are not going to need an official decision on this one. Daniel Pineda, god damn, what a return. Like, what an effort by him to really just impress everybody here tonight.
A fantastic result here.
Herb was reffing in the prelims.
Okay, there we go. I did see him tonight.
Rod Rook Davey saying, "What's up, guys?" Well, just yelling.
Just hanging.
Just sports yelling.
Yelling about men punching other men. And women sometimes.
No female
No
fights
female
on the
fights
main.
tonight.
2 on the prelims.
Okay.
Ashley Yoder was in action, whose hair looked like the topography map of a Minecraft level.
Okay.
She lost. Even Mario Yamasaki, Harry. Even Mario Yamasaki.
Even
Donnie
Mario
McGregor's
Yakasami looked...
Yamasaki. Jesus. I'm the one drinking. I get all the names right.
I know.
I get all the names right.
You always get the names right. I always get them wrong.
And I have a debilitating drinking problem, which I'm going to go address.
And it's early.
I'm getting some ice.
Early tonight as Matt gets some ice. So far, a great card tonight as we prepare for the main event. Stipe, excuse me. As speaking of messing up names, I mess up names all day, even the people I know. Against Daniel Cormier, that's going to be fun as we see a well-deserved victory for Daniel Pineda. As they show more highlights of him just wailing away on Herbert Burns. I mean, elbows. I mean, just anything that the way any one strike that would just ruin our lives. Would just change our lives and our working conditions.
One of those punches would send both of us to the hospital.
Unbelievable. As we see, Pineda doesn't look like he missed a beat since his last fight. UFC 252.
Cocaine Chris is coming to us from the District of Columbia, the 51st state, Harry.
District of is Cocaine Chris from the District of the Columbia, the country?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where Cocaine Chris is from? It's a good nickname. Oh, as they spray down the mats here, this is interesting. This is obviously new with the COVID stuff, but this is the first time I've noticed. I'm sure they've been doing it, but it's the first time I've noticed they're sterilizing the canvas. As Joe Rogan prepares to do the post-fight interview with Daniel Pineda. Let's see. Joe says, "What's up? What a spectacular fight tonight." Herb Burns, the fight was hyped up. You were the underdog tonight, and you put on a show. How does it feel? You all counted me out, says Pineda, betting against me. Joe says, he says to the guy, and it goes right by. Having 6 years out of the octagon, tell us what it feels like getting through that and coming out triumphantly. It feels good, says Pineda. Everybody was doubting. I cut 27 pounds in 2 weeks. That is crazy. I was trying to stay calm. Let's see. When you cut... How much did it piss you off? The extra 3. I was super mad, says Pineda. I got 20% of his purse. 20% win. What is he referencing there? The win bonus? What does he mean?
Yeah, no, because Burns missed weight.
Oh.
So not only did Burns come in heavy tonight, he got knocked the hell out.
Let's see here, yeah. Let's see here. His jiu-jitsu was really good. People forget about the 4-ounce Fight Club jiu-jitsu. Joe says, you showed that tonight, particularly in the third round. Once you secured the crucifix position, you have that locked in. That was brutal. Thank you, brother, says Pineda.
Cocaine Chris was referring to Daniel Cormier, not DC. Sorry, I get confused. People are just saying where they're from. Daniel Cormier is DC. That's
yeah. Oh, you said he was from the District of Columbia. Okay. But he does do cocaine, right? I just want to make sure. I don't want any mistakes. Tonight has been a lot of mistakes on my part. I just want to make sure we do accurate reporting here as we see the UFC 4 commercial, the promo for UFC 4. Let's see. It looks really good, man. Did you pick that one up yet, or no?
I got it. Actually, we're gonna have a video come out in the next few days. Steph and I played that the other day, and it's actually very fun. I've been playing the career mode yesterday. I played the career mode yesterday, and it's actually really fun.
Let's see here as they
take a look
what are they promoting?
They're coming back on August 22nd with a fight night card headlined by Frankie Edgar and Pedro Munoz. That will be on ESPN Plus and ESPN. We will be not broadcasting that fight. We're pay-per-views only.
Yeah, we have standards here. We can't do them all. We can't do all 4,776 fights that the UFC is going to do for the rest of the year.
And just
Stipe
for those...
Miocic.
Making his way to the UFC Apex. For those who missed it, Daniel Pineda got the win in the last fight by TKO in the second round over Herbert Burns. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian.
Here we go. And Is he just coming in now?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I guess.
I think they're staggering entrances. They probably came in during the last fight.
The arrival time. I'm sorry, there we are. Arrival time,
7:17 Pacific, so that was about an hour ago.
Cormier, what is his family is on his mask. He's wearing a custom-made
mask of his family. That's adorable.
That is adorable. I thought it was the A-Team for a second from far away. I was like, that's weird. Why, I mean, it's so weird. It's a great show, don't get me wrong. I mean, I preferred Knight Rider, but... And the UFC heavyweight rankings, Daniel Cormier, the #1 contender.
And here's an interesting stat brought by Co-King Chris and Jaden McKinney. 62% of rubber matches end with the person who won the second fight winning the third. Well, I personally hope that's not the case here tonight.
Let's see here. I mean, I hope so too. As we look at the rankings, Francis Ngannou, #2. Curtis Blades, #3. Derek Lewis, #4. Junior Dos Santos, and Rozenstruik.
And you know
finishing it out.
Harry, this is a good question by S. Whitman. Any thoughts on Paige Van Zandt turning down a Bellator deal to go sign with BKFC? Now, I've heard the deal is a 7-figure deal. It's $1 million plus deal, which is great for her. I don't know how BKFC got the money. We were at the low ball.
Mortgage your house one time or mortgage your house twice, but they got the money to do it.
I don't know. We were at the low ball of Malinaji press conference at a Dave & Buster's. Where people got spit on. Neither of us got spit on.
We didn't get spit on. Luckily, also the appetizers, the apps that they had for the food, didn't get spit on either.
No.
We
had our weight in food that day. And it's the only Dave & Buster's, I think, on the island of Manhattan.
Yeah, I think there's just the one. I don't think it's the best Dave & Buster's, but that's neither here nor there. I think we're getting lost in the weeds.
Yeah. But it's good on her for making a 7-figure deal. You know, make your money. I'm never going to say not make your money. But when you have the opportunity to probably make more over the long haul with Bellator, and you're fighting on a bigger platform, like, I get the transition, but what's the goal? Is the goal to make quick money fast? Is the goal to test yourself in BKFC? Is it maybe lesser competition? Is it the idea that they're going to build the company around you? Like, there's a lot of different questions you have to ask in a situation.
How many fights is the deal for?
I don't know. I don't know the specifics of the deal. But it's still...
So it's bare knuckle fighting and not mixed martial arts, technically speaking. Yeah. Okay, so that's... I mean, jeez, I don't know, man. That is... that's a very bizarre deal to take at this point. You know, I don't know, man.
I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian.
I don't know about all that.
And also, if you've been seeing us, if you've seen us writing notes back and forth to each other, it's not love notes.
Yeah.
We're dealing with technology and making sure we're staying on the air for you guys.
Make sure, yeah.
And we have enough battery life to keep us through the rest of the night. So we should be good to go. And
we'll see. We'll make sure we'll do whatever we can to stay on the air, guys.
Cat's meow saying she wants to get massive scar tissue on her face.
Oh, she's not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Yeah, some of those post-fight pics are brutal to look at from the bare knuckles. You're like, oh, that's why people don't do that.
Yes.
I think she should have signed with the Rochambeau League. But that's me personally. Very exciting stuff over there. Doing great stuff for the Rochambeau.
Poag saying, did y'all do the last pay-per-view? We do every pay-per-view.
We have been doing the last several UFC pay-per-views for
11 since Khabib Poirier.
Oh, yeah.
And our first one was the Bellator 223, 225. It was a Bellator.
Oh, that was the first one.
And we were literally on our couch doing this. So
now
number one, George.
We moved up in the world. We got a table.
Yeah, we've got a table. We've got a backdrop. We've got photos of friends and Bobby Bonilla, Mayor McCheese, Chubby, the greatest dog to ever walk the planet.
There you go.
Top 5 dog.
I say all time. Oh, without a doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Hall of Fame. First ballot Hall of Fame dog for sure here.
Dolly McGregor, you're just a sweetie saying we're always this good.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated as we see.
Jairzinho Rozenstruik, who was named after a soccer player.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Famous Jairzinho. He's 10-1. His last fight was his only loss to Francis Ngannou at UFC Jacksonville during the UFC's Jacksonville residency. The only people who probably have had a residency in Jacksonville are the UFC, AEW, and a Jimmy Buffett cover band.
Oh, wow. What's the name of the Cheeseburger in Paradise or whatever?
No,
oh, wait, is that Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah, it is.
What would the name be? Margaritaville? It's
yeah,
gotta be
Margarita in Paradise. They
Margarita
just combined
in
the two
Paradise.
best songs.
Great restaurant, but not a fan of the music. Remember we got thrown out of Miami Heat game? Remember that?
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah, he
Buffett
did.
Got tossed out
Because
of
he was trying to fight somebody.
Yeah.
Rozenstruik, the second fastest finish in UFC heavyweight history at 9 seconds. Latest finish in UFC heavyweight history at 4:56 of round 5. That was at UFC DC.
That's gotta
against, remember his Alistair Overeem, and he's the first native Suriname fighter in UFC history. He's knocked out Overeem and former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovsky, and he's knocked out all but one of his opponents in his career. He was named after a soccer star, as I said, and we last saw him against Francis Ngannou, who's more than likely the next man to challenge for the UFC heavyweight title, unless everybody just says fuck it and we're going to put John Jones in there, which is definitely possible. And
it would be interesting to see.
Cat's Meow saw him in Dallas in 1987. Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett.
I've been to a Further show, which is like the Grateful Dead.
Further?
Grateful Dead, but without Jerry Garcia. It's all the living members.
The Dead?
They were Further. They were the Dead. They were Dead and Company. I went with my mom and got high off secondhand smoke.
Oh, boy.
It was like 8 years ago. I also saw Bob Seger at the Barclays Center.
Yeah, how was that?
It was cool. Joe Walsh was there, but the acoustics suck. And
was Joe Walsh actually playing, or you mean Joe Walsh was just hanging around?
No, Joe Walsh played, and here comes Junior Dos Santos and his must stand 50 yards away from a school mustache.
Yeah, everyone going.
What is with the? You know what? It's my fault. Bro. It's my fault because I got the. Remember when I had the mustache like 5 months ago.
But everyone doing their crazy COVID looks for whatever reason. Junior Dos Santos coming through. Everyone looking a lot like was it Tom Hardy and Bronson? Or
yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it's Tom Hardy.
Yeah, was that Tom Hardy?
Yeah, it's Tom Hardy.
All right, that was so long.
No,
ago.
it's Jeff Hardy. Let's go to the chat really quick. SSGTR saying first time here. This is great for us tight asses who can't afford the pay-per-view. Junior Dos Santos, a former UFC heavyweight champion, tied for second most knockouts in UFC history with 10, tied for third most wins in UFC history with 15. He's lost his last 2 fights against Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades, both by TKO. He was
those are top tier opponents. So.
They have lost to common opponents. 1-3 before that. His biggest win coming against Derek Lewis in that stretch, who won last week in a dominating performance against Alexei Olenek, and is, as we said, a former UFC heavyweight champion.
Looking in good shape, man. And looking very calm and poised as he enters the octagon.
And also, this would be a fight night main event. Like, this is the interesting thing about this card.
Why are they wiping the...
Oh, it's just to get their feet, make sure their feet are nice and soft to kick people in the face.
Oh, okay, that's why they drop the water on the feet. Okay.
Or it's some sort of weird fighter thing that we don't know about.
And let's take a look at the tail of the tape, Matt.
Junior Dos Santos 36 to Rozenstruik 32, both standing at 6'4". Rozenstruik with a 16-pound weight advantage, 238 pounds to 254, and Rozenstruik has a 1-inch reach advantage, 78 inches to 77 of Junior Dos Santos, and now the Walter Mercado of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Bruce Buffer, making the introductions. He's starting to look like Walter Mercado a little bit.
Not that bad. Walter Mercado's pretty rough, man.
Have you seen the documentary
I
yet?
have not. I'm going to watch that with my mom.
I need to watch that documentary. As someone who grew up in Brooklyn.
With Walter.
Yeah, with being the only Caucasian kid.
Who knew who Walter Mercado was. It's a frightening thing every time you have to explain to somebody who Walter Mercado is.
You know,
but watch the Netflix documentary.
For years I was watching Walter Mercado. It would be on in the bodega across the street from my house every night when I went to the store. And I swear to God he was a woman. For years, until I found out it was Walter Mercado. I was like, well, hold the fucking phone.
Well, Walter is an interesting character. I want to see that documentary. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of crossover between UFC fans and the documentary of Walter Mercado now on Netflix.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
I'm saying there's not going to be a huge crossover. There's going to be
some.
some crossover. I mean, I'm going to watch it.
Let us know in the chat if you know who Walter Mercado is.
Yeah.
And also, I think Trash Guy left.
Or did he run out of funds?
he spent his last $20.
Yeah. It was like at a roulette table, just one more. Just at a slot machine, one more insult. One more insult. Look at the focus. And referee Herb Dean.
This is Dan Mergliotta.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm very sure.
Are you sure?
Dan Mergliotta with his...
You hold up a picture of Dan Mergliotta and Herb Dean and tell me they don't look exactly alike.
And
tell me I'm wrong.
And Michael Wall said the water is because they get better traction on their feet.
Okay, perfect. I just have not seen many cornermen do that for their fighters.
And here we go, round number 1. 5 seconds gone by, both standing in the center of the octagon. Dos Santos' mustache is very distracting. Both circling around here. Rozenstruik looking to control position. In green trunks, Dos Santos in gray board shorts. Evander Holyfield digging Junior Dos Santos' mustache. Evander Holyfield would have been a bad motherfucker in MMA, in my opinion.
I wonder how many people would have transitioned into it. Great striking ability, but let's see. Both fighters kind of very focused and very...
No strikes thrown so far. Nothing really doing here. Both guys... Low kick by Rozenstruik. First real strike landed of the fight. Low body punch to the midsection of Rozenstruik by Dos Santos. 1-2 combination not landing by Dos Santos. Low kick landed by Rozenstruik.
Dos Santos looking like a meaner Schneider from One Day at a Time with that mustache.
Low kick by Rozenstruik to Dos Santos' knee. And Dos Santos trying to find some rhythm here, trying to find an opening. Body kick by Dos Santos landing, both tapping the gloves, showing some respect there. No dick kicks yet. Head kick attempt by Dos Santos, blocked by Rozenstruik. Another low kick by Dos Santos. 3:30 left to go. Just over 90 seconds gone by in round number 1. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian. The gimmick on the bottom says that. Follow us on Twitter and follow our admin tonight, the person running the chat and making sure we don't sound that stupid, Stephanie Sotilli. On Twitter at Steph Sotilli. 3:15 left to go. What? In round number 1. Standing in the middle. High left. Low kick by Rozenstruik and an overhand left. Landed by, right by Rozenstruik. Feigning the right again. Low kick by Rozenstruik. Dos Santos checking his cup, trying to act like he got hit in the ding-dong. He did not. Standing in the center of the octagon. Rozenstruik controlling the center. He's been controlling the pace of this fight so far. Kind of dictating what Dos Santos does. Dos Santos really trying to figure out the bigger fighter. Overhand right missed by Dos Santos. Quick 1-2 combination by Rozenstruik not landing. Overhand punch and a low kick not landing. Quick left jab landed by Dos Santos. Low kick landed by Rozenstruik. A lot of dancing and a lot of prancing here so far in the early goings of our third fight of the evening at UFC 252. Low kick landed by Dos Santos. 2:22 left to go in round number 1. Standing in the center. Body punch landed by Dos Santos. Straight left to the left abdomen of Rozenstruik.
And again, both fighters just pacing each other here. A lot of respect for each other's striking ability, because they're just kind of, both fighters being very careful here. A couple feigned punches, but nothing major here with 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Low kick by Rozenstruik. 1:50 left to go in the round. Trying to find some openings here, either fighter, and really trying to find... If this was a 5-round fight, I feel like the pace would be very different. Low kick by Dos Santos, both standing in the center. This is, for heavyweights, this is a great fight so far. Because we've seen some heavyweight fights across MMA where it can be the drizzling shits.
Well, it's very measured so far by both fighters.
No one's going buck wild yet, and I think that's kind of on purpose.
I mean, both of these guys in the middle of that division, the rankings.
They're both in the top 10. Dos Santos ranked number 5. Rozenstruik looking to leapfrog him at number 6. Standing in the center of the octagon is Dos Santos. Gets his ankle caught, and now here comes Rozenstruik getting Dos Santos against the cage, but Dos Santos pushes himself off with under a minute left to go in round number 1.
Yeah, he managed to slip away, but took a little bit of a beating there, but nothing too bad. Ooh, a big strike from Dos Santos.
Overhand right by Dos Santos.
Keeps Rozenstruik stays up.
Now trying to put more pressure on Rozenstruik. Another straight left to the body by Dos Santos. He's really trying to open up combinations with that left. Rozenstruik trying to go for a body kick, feigned it. Nothing doing there. 30 seconds left to go in the round. Spinning back kick by Dos Santos, not landing, but aimed for the jaw of Rozenstruik. Both in the center of the octagon now with 22 seconds left to go in round number 1.
Oh, and then up. Oh, a groin kick.
And we got our first kick to the dick.
First dick kick, Rochambeau style, and Dos Santos is really shaken by it.
Golazo! Living up to his namesake.
Wow.
Getting it right into the ball bag.
What was he? I guess he was going for
aiming for the abs. You just...
Oh, he missed it by that much. And
and now we'll have 10 seconds left to go in the round. Dos Santos not taking the full 5 minutes. Spinning back kick lands by Dos Santos in the jaw of Rozenstruik. And we will go to round number 2. Mark Peterson saying this is dollar for dollar better than ordering the pay-per-view. Well, dollar for dollar, it's free. So.
Yeah. So technically he's right.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It may not be better. It might be cheaper.
Yeah.
Dollar for dollar is cheaper.
Yes.
For damn sure. We can't argue that it's better.
That's
subjective.
that is inarguable.
Yeah. Here we go. Dos Santos.
Sean Astin's kids watching the fight?
No.
John Astin, I'm sorry.
John Astin. Dos Santos still kind of shaken up by that, I think the groin kick, or just listening intently to his corner. I want you taking your punches. That's great. That's great. Please box when you leave, when you get ahead. The takedown is there when you want, says the corner to Dos Santos.
And also, Silver and Black 831 saying nice social distancing. We've been roommates for 6 years, and also we take ungodly precautions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spraying. A lot of spraying.
A lot of spraying. We're doing our best under these trying times. We've done the broadcast like this for the last couple of months, and so far it's been good.
Low kick by Rozenstruik to start round number 2. Controlling the center of the octagon as Rozenstruik gets Dos Santos against the fence. He pushes right back off and goes right back to the center after a right hand by Rozenstruik. Standing in the center, we're almost at 1,000 people watching us on the Combat Culture YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody watching us on MMA Mania, Bloody Elbow, and on Twitch, and also on Periscope. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are enjoying the program here tonight. Sean Montgomery saying, I love you guys, especially when you're drunk. Well, there we go. That's one way to go about life.
Sounds like you're talking to us or your dad. It happens. I've been there. Both fighters back to the center here of the octagon. Again, same situation as round 1. A little bit of a feeling out process here. No major strikes thrown with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left. A high kick missed by Rozenstruik. And focused by Dos Santos. You can see he's trying to land something, but no openings thus far.
3:40 left to go. Low kick attempt by Rozenstruik with the left leg, lead leg, not landing. And Dos Santos controlling the center of the octagon. Hard right hand to the jaw of Rozenstruik by Dos Santos. Quick left jab once again. Both ones landing left jabs there. Dos Santos look like he's leaking underneath that left eye. A little bit of a raspberry jam.
And again, more sort of pacing in the center of the octagon here.
Jaden McKinney predicting Dos Santos by a 3rd round or decision. I think Rozenstruik's been winning the fight here so far. But Dos Santos with a big straight left. Trying to go for a looping left there, but it was a little bit more of a jab. 250 left to go in the round. Rozenstruik controlling the center of the octagon. Dos Santos really impressive here through round number 2. Has really kind of kept pace with the younger fighter. Not a lot of an age difference, but in terms of experience, Dos Santos outpaces Rozenstruik by a lot. Sean Montgomery donating $4.99 for the cause. Thank you, sir. Jim Kelly asking where we're watching the fight from. We're from Point Unpleasant, New Jersey, and an unpleasant right hand to the jaw of Rozenstruik by Dos Santos. And Mark Peterson, I'm a Mets fan, so that's why we've got Bobby Bonilla there as a constant reminder of hustle for everything you have. Rozenstruik really lost a little bit of momentum here.
I'm a Yankees fan, so I'm happy that the Mets have paid Bobby Bonilla $57 million or whatever it is
I think it's 33.
I was only off by $20 million to continue to get paid to not play baseball for the last 2 decades.
The contract made sense at the time. It doesn't really make that much sense anymore. And low kick attempt, uppercut by Rozenstruik, and Dos Santos on his bicycle, now standing right in the center of the octagon. Both men missing with a left-right combination.
Not many strikes from Rozenstruik.
I think he's been trying to find openings.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's controlled the pace though. He's been having Dos Santos on his back foot.
But Dos Santos has landed
the entire
a little
round.
bit more.
Straight. Oh, Dos Santos is down. Dos Santos is down after a right hand from Rozenstruik. Ground and pound. Dos Santos is done. That's it. It's over. Rozenstruik.
Wow.
Jairzinho Rozenstruik lights the lamp and takes the mustache off of Junior Dos Santos after a clubbering and blubbering, if you will, in public.
What did I say? He wasn't landing any strikes up until that moment. He was doing nothing, I said. He's being a bum.
The white suit Yakuza theory coming through here tonight.
And then the second I say that, Rozenstruik, here we see the highlights.
Feigned the right, landed the left, wide open, catches him with the right hand, ground and pound to the back, to the side of the head. Landed that left, then the overhand
Followed
right to
up
the
by a right.
Caught him in the same spot. Caught him with the left on the right side of the cheek.
And disoriented, Dos Santos was trying to get up.
Hit him with the boom bap like it's a 90s New York rap song. Hitting harder than Nori in 95. And Jairzinho Rozenstruik will go to 11-1, while Junior Dos Santos will suffer his 3rd straight loss to 3 heavy hitters.
Show of sportsmanship. Rozenstruik getting down on the ground with Junior Dos Santos as a sign of respect here. I mean, a pretty measured fight, and you had the feeling that at any moment it could pick up, and sure enough, it did towards the very end of that fight. Very sort of quiet fight, not much going on.
That first round was kind of middling, and then that second round, the pace picked up, and then Rozenstruik just found his opening. It was just that quick left, boom, overhand right, boom, and then to the side of the head, rakata, rakata, rakata.
And proceeded to go rock'em sock'em on his head until, Dos Santos, to his credit, was trying to get back up, but it's one of those situations he just...
Like John Worster on the drums in perfect 4/4 time.
Wow, wowie kazowie. And
we're over the 1,000 mark on the YouTubes. Over 24,000 people have watched us here tonight.
Thank you for joining us.
We're more than thankful for you guys joining us here on a balmy Saturday night here in Point Unpleasant. And Harry, it's almost time for the Sugar Show.
I can't wait. I'm excited about that. That's going to be fantastic as we wait for the post-fight interview. Sean O'Malley is becoming one of those fighters that's he's a spectacle just to see him on the card.
He's what the UFC needed in this weird middling period with everything at lightweight being a shit show. Admittedly, a shit show.
Well, that was the name of one of the events, right? Shit show.
Yes.
Before Fire Island, they went with shit show. But they couldn't get the copyright. That's the only reason they didn't go for it. Somebody else had the copyright.
Someone in the chat asking, who's the fat-necked fat-neck red hair talking over there?
That would be Matt Ryan, and that's what's on his business card.
And Dolly McGregor saying it's clearly Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
The gigantic names on the lower thirds. Like, we can see it on our preview screen here.
I think that young man's not confused at all. I think he was trying to hurt your feelings.
Oh, no, he's doing the same thing people have been doing for 25 years?
And listen, no one's better at beating up Matt Ryan than Matt Ryan. So, sorry, pal. You're going to have to get in line. As we see the Ghostbusters packs into the octagon immediately spraying down the canvas, and rightfully so. We're glad to see them practicing precautions. And here we have the post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, with Rozenstruik. Joe, I'm here with the winner, Rozenstruik. Congratulations on an amazing knockout victory. How does it feel to be back in the octagon after just losing in May, winning now by spectacular fashion? How good does that feel? Thank you, says Rozenstruik. Thank you, sir. How are you doing? Rogan says, good to see you. No, it's great. I wanted to fight as soon as possible. As soon as I lost, I went back to the gym right away. Me and my team, we discussed things and got back at it. I needed this win to get back. Yeah, I to set it straight. Joe said, I follow you on Instagram so I could see your training sessions, and I know that you're a man of Megs. Now that you have this victory, I'm reading the closed captioning. Who would you like to see next inside the octagon? Right now, sir, I heard the guys calling my name. Who is he referring to? Right now, I heard the guys calling my name inaudible, says the closed caption. And no matter what, I just have to accept. And from now on, I'm back in the gym. You can find me there whenever you want, 2 times a day. Joe responds, congratulations, sir. You're clearly at the top of the heap in the heavyweight division.
And this coming in
a very small number of top candidates. We'll likely see you one day fight for the title. Give us your thoughts on that. That's the mission. The mission is to get the title. I hope Francis gets a chance after the fight tonight. I'm happy the night is fapping happening tonight. As soon as I get a crackle at the title, I'm going to hear beat guys get my chance. If Francis gets the title, I want a rematch. If not, we'll see how it goes. If I grab the belt, I'll give him a chance. So there we go. For now, I have the victory I'm going to celebrate with my family and team. Joe, do that. Enjoy the victory. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you. I'd like to say something to my country real quick, speaking in his native language.
And Harry's just reading legit off of the TV.
That post-fight interview was brought to you by EA Sports. All right, UFC 4 available now.
And me and Stephanie Sotilli playing UFC 4 coming soon to YouTube.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. It does not end well for Steph, I'll say that.
Oh, boy.
Let's take a look at the chat really quick. This coming in from moderator Stephanie Sotilli. The guy who has strike in his name would clearly win.
She's a professional handicapper.
Yes.
So
science or probability. That's how that shit is played. Rozenstruik is the best. At least this Matt Ryan didn't blow a 28-3 lead. You know I wouldn't. I got you.
Night is young. The night is young.
Matt looks like if Zach Galifianakis donned a ginger wig in the style of George Washington.
Michelle Western. The camera angle, it is looking very George.
It is very colonial.
You did get drunk and chop down a cherry tree. I mean,
that cherry tree was talking shit to me, though.
I wasn't there. He has a different story. But it's neither here nor there. Oakley, one of the sponsors. What is this? They're just showing cool stuff? What is Go VX. I'm curious what these commercials are. Go VX. Okay.
And Jesus Pacheco saying, hi, guys. You have Instagram? You could follow Harry on Instagram at Harry Terjanian.
All my social media at Harry Terjanian.
You could follow me on Instagram as Jesuis. That's Jesuis Matt Ryan. I make it difficult for people.
Yeah.
Because that's the French.
Jesuis?
Jesuis.
I thought it was Jesus is Matt Ryan.
No.
All this
Why
years.
would I do that? It's
Why would you do Jesuis?
Because I'm Matt Ryan in French.
Oh.
That's what Jesuis means.
I don't study
you
French.
You uncultured fuck.
I don't give a fuck. French. It's America.
Ah, the French.
The French. Let's see.
William Salvi saying, I need a high and tight fade. I had that.
High and tight?
I will be honest with you. I had a military buzz cut for the majority of my young life.
Did you have a flat top with the 90s flat top?
No, I didn't have the 90s R&B flat top.
You want the Blade or the Demolition Man?
Justin Winby. All right, this is running candidate for line of the night.
All right.
Matt Ryan looks like a guy from Dragon Ball Z.
That's true.
Silver and Black 831 saying Matt Ryan is Ozzy's son. Weirdly enough, the reason I got my job at Opie and Anthony is because Opie saw me and said, this kid looks like Jack Osborne.
Oh, really?
Because I had long hair in college.
And that's why
community college, but yes.
Community college is still college.
Yeah.
But you can carry open containers. That's my understanding. That's the big difference.
Let's
right?
take a look at our co-main event. Sean O'Malley repping the hair of Ecuador against Marlon Vera, who's actually from Ecuador. O'Malley's the minus 265 favorite according to DraftKings, and Vera's the plus 210 underdog. Solid money on O'Malley there. I would take the money on O'Malley. That's just me.
I mean, these fights are always dangerous. This is a showcase for Sean O'Malley. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's what this is, an opportunity for him to stack up his resume, but those fights are often some of the more dangerous fights and dangerous situations.
The man's a human pinata breaker. Let's shout out Eric Williams, who donated $5 to the cause, saying thanks for the play-by-play commentary and laughs. Really appreciate it since I couldn't get any of my buds to go in on the pay-per-view. We're here for you.
Sorry, buddy.
We're here for your friends. Sean O'Malley's got a weed robe that I'm really jealous of.
I'm hoping that it's due to social distancing. Maybe they made the right call for you guys. But thank you for joining us nonetheless.
Dolly McGregor says Ant is less than Opie.
Ant is less than Opie?
It's Ant less than Opie.
All right. Less than sign?
Yeah.
So Opie greater than Anthony.
That's an interesting... You know what? We're gonna keep our opinions of where we used to work out of everything.
I'm a Grease Man guy.
Yeah.
So
big Tom Likas fan right here.
He's back,
What?
I saw a Facebook ad of him doing now he's doing financial advice.
Oh, fuck you.
If it's anything like his relationship advice, do not follow it.
No.
He did a relationship show for years and he's been married 4 times. So that's one of those weird resumes where you're like, well, I've done it a lot, so clearly he's good at convincing women to marry him.
Daco Mako Poco, that's an actual name on here, says your names look like they should switch. PJ Simpson stepping it up. $20 donation to the cause.
Thank you.
Biggest donation tonight. Matt, I always enjoy your content at SBR. Please let me buy Olive and NY Slice. Thanks, Ty Nidong.
Well, I don't know how that would go for Olive's tummy.
Yeah, I wouldn't give
she would definitely eat it.
Yes.
She's a dog. But I don't know if it's wise. But thank you. The sentiment is there. I mean, if you want to send a rubber chew toy in the shape of a pizza, that Dolly would definitely... Dolly.
And shout out to Toker... Amber Leland, Iraq Army.
Iraq Army. Shout out to the Iraq Army. We can both agree we like Iraq.
Yes.
Yeah, we can both.
I'm going to text him that after the show.
Yeah, we can both agree.
Jim Kelly saying, listening to your show from the top of the Chic-Choc Mountains in Gaspé, Quebec, Canada. Viva Quebec!
Yay.
Sous mon tabarnak!
Independence for Quebec. As we see here, we started 10:46.
John Connor subscribing to the cause. Thank you, John. And let us know if you guys are hitting subscribe. Also hit subscribe, hit notifications. You'll know when we go on the air for every show. We do appreciate every opportunity to hang out with you guys. It's a really fun community.
It is. We're having a lot of fun tonight. It's a really great gig, man. This is a lot of fun. We get to not only watch the UFC fights, we get to crack jokes, make mistakes, drink, get drunk, and then also be insulted by the fans. And we get paid to do it.
Yeah. That's
not always in money, but, we get paid to do it. That's the dream. As
I just got this text from Steph. Tekashi 6ix9ine is fighting? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sean O'Malley is the Tekashi 6ix9ine without the ratting.
Well, I heard. I was gonna say I heard him snitching on everyone in the locker room. It's very odd.
Jaden McKenney, thanks for subscribing and thanks for joining us for the first time. If you've been with us before, like some of our fans, we saw some regulars in the chat. Thank you guys so much. John Connor saying you guys are great. That's sweet of you. That's really fucking awesome of you guys. Like, the best part of this job is really interacting with everybody and kind of building this weird little community of mixed martial arts psychopaths. Like, that's the fun part of all.
Oh, sure, man. It's not just us talking to ourselves. That would be weird. If it wasn't for you communicating with us, even the insults are not too bad, and even especially they're even great when people are trying and then failing miserably. Have we heard anything
William
from the
Stalvey,
Trash Man? Has he been
No,
back?
Trash Man's gone. William Stalvey asking, how do I donate some cash? You got to click the $ button at the bottom of the chat. When you see what you can type, you'll see a smiley face button for emojis and a $ button. That is how you can donate to the cause. SC saying Pride is better than UFC. Look, you're not going to get an argument from me. Mauro Ranallo, Boss Rutan, and Soccer Hicks to the face. Those 3 things right there. But Pride is dead. UFC is here. We're here to call that.
Yeah, that's not really an option at this point.
Yeah.
I like Tab soda myself, but it's hard to find it. What do you want to do?
John Connor saying...
Keep giving the finger to Pepsi and Coke.
John Connor saying, I heard that Matt's been married 3 times, not legally. John Connor saying, your show is a lot different than other live reactions. You guys are more my style. And
that's
a lot
the whole
of my,
point.
A lot of my buddies also love you guys. Well, shout out to you and shout to your buddies.
Thank you. And subscribe to our other products as well. You can see some of my stand-up comedy at Harry Terjanian, clips on YouTube, and Man School 202, the sex and relationship advice podcast. And if you go there, throw us a shout-out on one of the YouTube links. Let me know that's where you found us. I'd love to see you guys.
I'm the co-host of the One More Word podcast on Spotify, iTunes, and anywhere you can hear audio. So if you want to hear me bloviate about the history of sports and kind of go knee-deep into some of the things I'm more passionate about outside of mixed martial arts, and also Catalyst Wrestling.
There we go.
Every single Monday on Fight. We're on the Fight Network in the UK, Canada, and the US every Friday and Saturday. And also we're on Gas Digital every Saturday at 11 a.m. And our DVD, Catalyst Wrestling Live at Skankfest, is available right now through Walmart, through various other platforms. We're on Amazon, so you can look up Catalyst Wrestling Live at Skankfest. Harry's on the card. Portia Vaughn does a lovely presentation on why we're all garbage. And
the
a
crowd
lot
reacts
of
accordingly. And if you haven't seen Skankfest, then you're missing out on one of life's great treasures here. As we see Sean O'Malley making his way here, getting checked. Undefeated at 12-0.
He averages 6.86 strikes per minute in 4 UFC fights. Let's take a look at some of the stats really quick. 3rd fight of the year. It's his 3rd fight of 2020. We last saw him at UFC 250. Won his last 2 by stoppage. Has won 8 fights by TKO or knockout. 1 by submission. 3 by decision. For Chito Vera has had a 5-fight winning streak halted by Song Yadong back in May during the Jacksonville residency. And wearing the colors of Ecuador on his hair tonight is Sean O'Malley, who has an apparel line that sold out before this fight. Vera has won by submission 7 times, knockout 5 times, decision 3 times, has only lost by decision.
As we see Bruce Buffer introducing them.
Dolly McGregor asking, One More Word podcast. It's the One More Word podcast. I do it with Marvin Williams, Dr. Marvin Williams, and we'll have some cool stuff coming your way very soon. O'Malley 5'11", to Vera's 5'8", both weighing in at 136, and the 1.5-inch reach advantage for O'Malley, 72 to 70.5.
Bruce Buffer does the introduction. Speaking of Bruce Buffer, you know what I saw the other night? His brother, Michael Buffer, was in a little film I like to... Well, it's called Don't Mess with the Zohan. He's got a big part in that film.
Really?
Yeah, he's like the evil guy in the film. He does a good job, actually. It's a very weird film. It's kind of funny, but it delves into that Adam Sandler.
You will never get me watching that. He is also the ring announcer for the Crazy Cabbie Stuttering John boxing match.
Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, Michael, anywhere you can throw some cash, Michael Buffer will be there. I don't mean that as an insult. If you're willing to pay the price to get Michael Buffer, I don't know that there's a job he won't do.
That's true.
Shout out to WCW the first time I saw
Yes.
Michael Buffer in anything.
And a shout out to Jamie Mellinson. Howdy, y'all. Back to listen to your commentary. John Connor shouting out Catalyst Wrestling. That's right.
Thank you.
Should. Some stuff coming their way starting September 5th. I heard they're going to be on Pluto.
It's going to be a good time. You can hear my delicious voice here as Sean O'Malley looking very intense. Why do you think he's become the next big star? I know he's 12-0. It's a great record. It started
when he broke his leg and told Joe Rogan he loves him. And then he got popped for weed. And then you've got the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee tattoo on the side of his chest. He's Conor McGregor with all the effects of a modern rapper. And there is Herb Dean. He's actually refereeing this fight.
No, this is a trick. That's not the real Herb Dean. That's
real,
not the real Herb Dean. That's his twin brother.
Derb Heen.
Derb Heen. His twin brother. There's no way I was wrong. I refuse to admit that I'm wrong. Anyway, here we go. Start of the fight.
Here we go. Round number 1. Vera in blue. O'Malley in green. Low kick attempt by Vera, not landing. Low kick by O'Malley landing.
Definitely landing, and hard.
That one caught him in the shin and woke him up. Body kick by O'Malley, not landing. O'Malley wearing ankle wraps, which I do believe is per usual.
Oh, both fighters almost kicking each other in the dicks. We almost got a double dick kick.
I don't know what happens there, but in a feigned jab by O'Malley, who switches stances.
I forget that he does this. Yeah, he's one of those fighters that goes back and forth, which I always find disorienting. It must be disorienting as a fighter.
Low kick to the calf by O'Malley and a check kick attempt against him by Vera. Both going for the knee with the right knee, and Vera missing with a right jab. O'Malley leading with his left, Vera leading with his right, switching stances again does O'Malley.
Did Vera just switch stance to match him, or no?
No, because O'Malley's leading with his right with his left, and Vera's leading with his right.
O'Malley landing some strong kicks here.
Both standing in the middle. O'Malley leaving his hands down.
Quick front kick.
Yeah, you don't want to do that against Vera, even though O'Malley's the favorite in this fight. Kick to the body, caught by Vera, but O'Malley moving his leg out of the way. Looking a lot like our friend Andrew Fumey, and it's a little unsettling.
Here we go.
Standing in the center of the octagon.
Inside stuff, that's the name of the game. O'Malley really quick here with those strikes.
He's lightning
and powerful
quick.
Though too.
Yeah, he's got that dynamite power that you rarely see in a fighter. Quick 2 jabs, double jab combination. Shout out to Marcus McKinney. I don't know if it's at Marcus McKinney from the NFL, but thanks for donating $2 to the cause, my friend. Much appreciated. And dancing around the octagon, O'Malley, Vera controlling the center of the octagon with 254. Low kick attempt by Vera, missing. O'Malley's back near the back of the octagon, trying to go for the start. Something won't be nothing. Trying to find an opportunity here. And nothing really doing here. O'Malley keeping his hands low. Kick to the knee by Vera, kind of landing, grazing the left knee of O'Malley. Head kick attempt checked by O'Malley. Vera
thought it caught him, no?
No, he caught it with his arm.
It was a very quick kick, though.
Body kick caught by O'Malley, just grabbing that ankle and passing it on by.
Vera pretty quick, too, with those strikes as
These
well.
guys are high-level strikers. These are
both very similar.
Yeah, even though Vera's unranked, he is a very consistent fighter inside the octagon. Bicycle kick attempt by Vera, caught by O'Malley. 2:05 left to go. Jorge Diaz from South Texas. What's up, my friend? O'Malley trying to go for a takedown attempt. Nothing doing there. Vera just circling around and goes back to the center of the octagon. Under 2 minutes left to go here in our co-main event. 3 rounds in the UFC Bantamweight division. Vera kicking nothing but cage there. Head kick attempt. Caught a little bit of it. O'Malley catching the leg of Vera. It feels like he's kind of feeling out his opponent. He might be just trying to figure it out. Low kick landed by Vera. Double jab feigned by O'Malley. Kick again by Vera, not landing. O'Malley's back against the fence. O'Malley really being tested here in round number 1. Kick to the body, blocked by O'Malley. Spinning back fist attempt by O'Malley, not landing. Trying to keep some distance between he and Vera. Vera controlling the center of the octagon while O'Malley pacing near the fence. Minute 11 left to go in round number 1. Body kick attempt by Vera, landing on the elbow of O'Malley. Trying to find an option.
With a minute left, Vera maintaining the center of the octagon as O'Malley spins around on the outside here. Trying to find an opening. Another kick from Vera.
Body kick to the left side by Vera, landing on the arm of O'Malley. O'Malley
looks a little shaken, no?
I don't know if he's shaking. Lands a right hand to the jaw of Vera.
He's limping a little. Am I wrong? Maybe not.
He might have got caught with those body kicks, but now O'Malley putting punches in bunches, and now gets Vera against the cage. O'Malley down, puts his legs up, and now Vera in top trying to land some damage. The elbow. Vera landing elbows, and it's over. This fight is over. Sean O'Malley has lost in the first round to Chino Vera with devastating ground and pound. Holy shit.
Shocking upset.
And I think O'Malley's ankle is broken. I think O'Malley broke his ankle.
I was saying you can see the swelling on that foot. There's something there was something with him limping or something. That's what I
Good
mentioned. I just
catch,
want credit.
Harry.
I want credit for being right. But the shocking upset, I mean, take no credit away from Vera and
Marlon Vera yelling. And Itch Gems donating
who?
$20 Canadian. Thank you for the entertainment. Much respect to you guys. Holy shit. O'Malley in pain. And you can see he is not happy.
Yeah, there's something up. He is grabbing at that leg and that ankle. And it might be an unfortunate situation.
Oh, we're going to have to run this one back. We're running this one back.
Unfortunately, the undefeated streak of...
Let's take a look at the replay here. And you can see that ankle. I think he landed wrong on that right ankle. And you can see the punch to the midsection, and then Vera just lands a left hand unimpeded to the side of O'Malley's head. And then an elbow, one quick elbow, another one, and O'Malley
can't... very quick stoppage?
O'Malley couldn't protect himself. Herb Dean just stepped right in.
And he's just clutching that leg and that ankle or the shin.
Yeah,
something immediately.
Something broke. Something's bad here.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, yeah, no, I see it. Oh, he planted
his foot wrong.
Oh, he fucked his leg. I don't mean to be so,
What did he do there?
You can see, watch the stutter step.
I see the
Watch
stutter
him on the
step.
transition, and there it is. Oh, his foot bent inward. And he bent on it, and I think
his Achilles.
He might have torn his Achilles. He definitely screwed up his leg.
What a unfortunate way for the streak to kind of come to an end. You got to feel bad for O'Malley
yeah,
here.
it's bent weirdly. Yeah, it's not good, and you can see O'Malley.
As soon as they cut that ankle taping off, it's gonna be it's gonna swell up like a balloon here. I don't know why Herb Dean is trying to call him over for the announcement here. He is not getting up, nor should he at this point. Unfortunate. But, I mean, it was a great display from Vera in that, even though it was that first round.
Yeah. And now that it's midnight here on the East Coast, we're going to wait 45 minutes for this fucking main event to start.
I hope not. They're going to have some time to kill. As Herb Dean gathers. Here. And O'Malley getting up.
Yeah,
Excuse us for the delays. We're dealing with a couple things here.
He's standing on one leg. Shout out to Ecuador. Shout out to all of our...
my home country.
Yeah, your home country.
Well, no, my home country is U.S. My
But
mother's home country
yes.
of Ecuador. The pride of Ecuador tonight, Marlon Vera. And as
he's going to be back. O'Malley's going to be back. They're going to have to run this fight back because that's a freak accident.
And I would like to see it again because it was shaping up to be a really
and that's the second battle. And the second time a leg injury has really impeded O'Malley because he broke his leg or he suffered a really debilitating leg injury in his star-making fight on pay-per-view.
Is that why he's always wearing the ankle wraps?
I think so. Yeah.
What a shame. What a shame here as we see the longest active win streak in UFC Bantamweight division, Peter Yan with 7, but right behind him tonight is Marlon Vera with 6.
Now let's take a look
and,
here.
O'Malley just
being
wheeled off on a stretcher as he takes off his own ankle wrapping.
You don't want to see that. That's not how you wanted to see this fight.
No, not at all. Disappointing for... Sugar Shane O'Malley, the Sugar Show. And, a lot of trash talking here from, who was he pointing
There was a
at?
lot of shit talk. I think he was pointing at Dana. There was a lot of shit talk between these two leading into
And he
this
doesn't
fight.
do a post-fight? Oh, they said him. I forget that they take him to another room for the post-fight interview here.
Let's take a look at the chat really quick. Michelle Westrick, did Harry take an Ambien a few minutes ago, and did Matt do an 8-ball of cocaine? Either way, they balance each other out. Good
yeah,
shot,
I mean, I don't know. I'm all right. I feel like I'm all right. I mean, I let Matt do his thing. There's no reason for me to jump in. I'm not here for my knowledge. I'm here for my sex appeal. I've always said that. And anyhow, Joe Rogan here. I saw during the post-fight interview, I saw you got robbed in your last fight. So very nice to see you come out with the victory tonight and programs the biggest victory of your career. So much highly behind Sean O'Malley. How are you feeling? I'm reading these as they are written here. Hi. big named fame. Nobody puts in the hard work, dedication. I love that from you about prove it to yourself and don't be a bitch and all those things, Joe. Thank you for that. My pleasure, says Joe, sir. Now, Marlon, you came into the fight an underdog. A lot of people were counting you out. How good does it feel to prove those people wrong? And he says, count me out. Everybody has an opinion, but I have the mentality. I trained hard. I show up on time. I have great people in the corner, and the sky is the limb, it says here. I have 3 kids, and I am a motivated man. I wake up every morning with a mission, and here we are. Joe says that mission was successful tonight. At one point in the fight, something happened, and he was injured. Did you recognize that? Did you recognize that he was limping? Do you know what that moment was? He says, when he was throwing a kick at me, he landed one, and I checked one. If you want to kick with a kicker, make sure you're ready for a kick. So Joe says, so you believe maybe the injury came off of a check? The guy kicks a lot to my foot. Hurts in every single fight, but they follow a lot of kicks. But he has a big right hand. He throws numbers. I was thinking the first round, see what he does, and the guy has a lot of hype. Good for him. He doesn't have, I'm reading this as they're written, folks. He doesn't have the dog in them is bigger than all those guys. Joe says the dog built tonight, and congratulations. This is 6 in a row for you in the bantamweight division. This has to be a big moment for you. Vera says it is a big moment. I'm happy. I came from Ecuador. Monday I'll go back to the gym. Joe says congratulations, my friend. Yeah, Marlon Vera, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Rogan says moving from the couches in Ecuador to train on the living room rug. UFC.
Let's take a look at the chat really quick. White Stang saying you guys are better than Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler from the WWF.
That's not true, but it's a nice compliment. Yeah. Thank you. We just want to touch their aura a little bit, but we're not going to be better.
Someone asking Matt Ryan versus Harry Terjanian, who will win?
Harry
the fans.
Terjanian. Oh, sorry.
Test me.
Call it like I see it.
Test me.
Call it like I see it.
Test me.
Well, listen.
With your VCR salesman face.
That's not. I don't sell VCRs.
Set
I sell
your hair
laser.
on fire.
I see laser disc players. As we see Daniel Cormier training. I mean, that's got to be built up for like a big pay-per-view event. If this grows, maybe then one day we'll do it. And not even for charity.
It's going to be like the beginning of the song Method Man by Method Man.
Why don't we do it? Say it's for charity, and then one of us throw the fight. It's like the producers, but just with MMA and 2 out-of-shape fat guys.
It's wrestling. It's what we do already.
I never thought about that. And the obligatory filler immediately following a very short fight, the UFC promo for UFC 4. Which looks fantastic, by the way. And also, if you want to see Stephanie Satili and Matt Ryan play UFC 4, that will be available coming up where?
On the MMA Mania YouTube channel in just a few days. I have to edit the thing.
Oh, boy.
But the cool thing is that they have a Kumite in this game, and they have Kimbo's Backyard. And Kimbo's in the game. So I am excited to play it. I'm excited to play the backyard portion.
R.I.P. Kimbo Slice.
Mm-hmm. Angwal Beltran saying this guy looks like the fat dude in Harry Potter. It's Jem saying I got Matt with a spinning back fist in round number 1.
Interesting.
White Stang saying fuck Joe Rogan. Why?
Why fuck Joe Rogan?
Do you want to fuck Joe Rogan?
And there's also many reasons you could say that. I don't know. I'm a Joe Rogan fan.
I enjoy News Radio, one of my favorite
shows. But if you were to hate Joe Rogan, can you be more specific? There's a lot of things he does that you could hate him for, even though I don't. I love Joe Rogan.
But Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa are fighting at UFC 253. Let's fucking go, kid. I cannot wait for this fight because I want to see Israel Adesanya beat another man. Because Israel Adesanya is just fun. That's the thing about the cards we've seen this year, and we're going to see.
They've been fun, man. Yeah. They've been really good cards. Tonight's card was an interesting one so far, and we're not even at the main event.
Here's something that hurts from SLM Punk. Is Harry a young Jay Leno?
Jeez. I like cars, though. I don't know if that... I like cars and writing jokes. You can see some of my stand-up on YouTube at Harry Terjanian, and also a very funny podcast I do, Man School 202, Sex and Relationship Advice with myself.
I really opened the door for that plug.
Nero.
I really opened the door for that plug.
I'm going to take an insult, which I think it was an insult, even though it wasn't. It's one of those things of like, it's a weird compliment, but an easy insult. And I like Leno.
You know, Harry, coming up is the main event, and people are asking us, and people have asked us all night, what's our pick between Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier?
All right, well, you go first, Matt. You're the MMA expert.
Well, as I predicted on the SBR Sports Betting Review, which I am an expert, I'm a betting expert.
There you go.
Harold. I picked Daniel Cormier.
Cormier?
I think Daniel Cormier, he was winning on the cards in the first fight. That finish was an interesting one and a lingering injury that no one knew about heading into their second fight.
I would pick Cormier as well. I think it's very rare that you hear fighters just come out, and it was almost immediate. I think it was that night. He said, my corner told me what to do, and I didn't listen.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by that aspect of it. I think Cormier is a very focused and determined guy. I don't think he wants to go out like that. And again, I mean, it wasn't as if that fight was just a dominating overall, performance. I think Cormier, with the right amount of focus, right amount of training, he's had about a year off without any issues, any fights. I got to go with Cormier. And my heart is also rooting for Cormier. No problem with Stipe, but it's going to be a good fight. I'm excited about this one.
Now, let's take a look at Mr. Negative saying, shouldn't pick if you're commentating, bro. People are asking for fucking picks. What do you want from me?
We're on a YouTube channel, and this guy's drinking massive amounts of whiskey, and you want some professionalism?
It's not been a lot. It's not a massive amount, and it's bourbon. Get it right.
All right, sorry. Excuse me.
Hellshell Wallace calling it for Stipe. Our friend Brendan Sokler picking Cormier in the 4th round. Peanut Butter predicting Stipe by knockout. Toker88 picking DC by a knockout in the 3rd round. Justin Winsby saying DC in round 4 with a revenge win. Hail Shell Wallace saying history will repeat itself. Dolly McGregor saying I'm just afraid he'll wrestle though. Jesse Armstrong saying Stipe wins no question. Scott Ensminger is rooting for Stipe. Marcus McKinney rooting for Cormier. Jorge Diaz for Stipe. Fishenk for 4 by 4 saying bourbon equals good whiskey. Well, yes, obviously.
Let's see if they. I know they're filling for some time. It has not been. We've only had 2 fights that didn't make it out of the first round. But hopefully they don't spend too much time delaying it. I want to get to this fight. I really want to.
I'd like to be in bed by 1 a.m.
Well, that would be nice too. But as we can see, the rankings here, the heavyweight rankings, obviously Stipe, the champion, Daniel Cormier, number 1, Francis Ngannou, number 2.
And another question posed to us by our friend Brendan Sokler about UFC 253. Is Adesanya and Paulo Costa the handsomest UFC main event of all time?
I mean, it's pretty. It's
up there.
It's the he ain't pretty no more fight at the end of it.
It's not Shamrock Severn levels of handsome.
Is it not Shamrock Severn? Severn wasn't an unhandsome. The mustache.
Yeah.
It was,
he just looked perpetually 55.
Oh, with the Dan Severn, one of those guys from the time he was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see those old high school yearbook photos from like the 50s? You're like, what was going on then?
How did we progressively get younger when we're all the same age?
I think drinking age was maybe
12.
12 back then. And they're showing a little bit of a highlight package here as we prepare for Cormier.
SM Punk saying DC by rock bottom and pin.
I got schoolboy roll up. But if Stipe does win, it would be with a sunset flip.
Shea Brummett saying if Stipe gets out the first round, he's going to pick Stipe because he always gets caught in the first round. If he gets out, he will win the fight. If not, by DC, knockout in the first.
Knockout in the first. All right, interesting. I mean, it's going to be a good fight. I'm excited about this.
Dylan Sangster saying, what happened to Sean O'Malley? Marlon Vera's legs happened to Sean O'Malley.
But that's what Marlon Vera is saying.
Yeah, I think O'Malley landed awkwardly. It fucked him.
But in that clip, in the highlight that we saw where something happened, there was no kick or anything. He was just kind of bouncing around.
No, I think he set his feet weirdly, planted his foot, and then completely it wasn't Sid Vicious levels of leg fucky,
right? But I don't think that had to do with Vera. Yeah. I might be wrong on that, but I think it played a part. It played a part. Well, it probably didn't help. But Vera was taking credit. Oh, this is showing the highlights of
Miocic, Cormier won.
And the one where Cormier wins the belt. I mean, this is a great back and forth, the rubber match here.
Shout out to Clumsy G donating $2 for the cause, asking who's fighting next. Up next is your main event.
That's right.
Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic, Fishin 4x4 says losers leaves town, ladder match, pinfalls count anywhere. It's starting to sound like that Terry Funk bit on When We Watch Wrestling. It's gonna be Stipe and Miocic and Cormier.
And the loser eats a bag of scorpions match.
God damn it.
God damn it. Shout out to Matt McCarthy and our friends over at We Watch Wrestling, Vince Averill as well.
I talked to Vince the other day.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I had to ask him a question about something. He's doing well.
He's doing well?
We're Facebook friends. It's nothing. It's nothing more than that.
I know Matt more than I know Vince. I remember Vince, but Vince doesn't remember me. And it bugs me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. As we see the lengthy highlight package, I mean, this is a back and forth situation. The knockout. Stipe winning the championship and Cormier, admitting that he didn't listen to his own corner. I think that's fascinating to admit out loud. Because
Cormier is one of the smartest fighters in MMA, and I think that's going to really show in this fight. And you know who I compared Stipe to in my column for MMA Mania previewing tonight's show?
Yes.
Harvey Picar from American Splendor.
Okay, the artist?
Yes, because he's he's more of a writer than anything, but he's a very angry man from Cleveland who complains a lot, and that's what Stipe did after the second fight, even though he won.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. It's very odd. Cormier saying he thought about retiring after that fight, but he had unfinished business. And that's why he's back.
Also, what the fuck happens if Cormier wins tonight and he gets an opportunity to fight John Jones at heavyweight? Cormier has said
I'll tell you what happens. If John Jones does something, they book the fight, Cormier gets excited, and then John Jones pulls the football away, and then Cormier lands on his ass.
That sounds about right.
Because, I mean, they've done that a couple times, right?
It happened at least once or twice.
Last time Cormier was furious about it. Yeah. I do believe he said he would never give John Jones a title shot. This is when he was champion, simply because he was sick of John Jones fucking things up. But hey, man, it's been like 3 months.
Yeah.
Without incident. They have John Jones has one of those little tote boards.
0 days without a nonsense.
Without nonsense. Now that might be due to the fact that people are home due to COVID, but hey, a win's a win. All right.
Shout out to Henry Morales in Yucca Valley, California, watching and joining the cause here tonight as we are in our main event here inside the UFC Apex. And also, let's not forget, Harry, this is in the fucking baby cage. This is in the smaller cage, and Daniel Cormier can knock you out, and he can out-wrestle you. And that's one of the things that Miocic has to watch for, is that in that last fight, Cormier did not rely on his wrestling. He knocked out Miocic in that first round of the first fight, but he was controlling the pace heading into the majority of that
fight number two.
Of fight number 2, but didn't utilize his wrestling. Admittedly, as you said, did not listen to his corner, and it cost him. It cost him that title.
Cormier looking like Daniel Cormier in that never been in the most tremendous shape, yet so amazingly deadly. Part of what I think is charming about what we all love about Daniel Cormier.
It's definitely a fight between two dads. Like it's
dad bod.
It's a dad
bod
fight.
of the year fight.
It's a dad fight. It's the parking lot of a Little League championship game fight.
Cormier getting the Vaseline treatment here as he prepares. Daniel Cormier, a former UFC heavyweight and light heavyweight champion, one of 4 simultaneous 2-division champions in UFC history, including Conor McGregor, Amanda Nunes, and Henry Cejudo.
Cormier has gotten 10 wins by TKO or knockout, 5 by submission, 7 by decision in his 22-2 career. Maybe the greatest heavyweight of all time if you look at what he did in Strikeforce before he went to the UFC in terms of what he walked in there, knocked out Dan Henderson, was a alternate in the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix, walked right in and made everybody wonder why the hell he was an alternate, because he walked in there and made shit happen.
Had the opportunity, took advantage of it, and finished the job. Daniel Cormier looking to regain his championship.
SM Punk donating $2 to the cause, asking
Thank
us,
you.
Will John Jones do a run-in in the fight? I think he's in New Mexico.
I think John Jones will be scheduled for a run-in, but no show, because he's busy throwing a laundry bag full of guns, waving them around in a parking lot. That's my pick.
John Cowork.
And I wish it weren't the case. I like
John
Jones.
Cowork in the chat saying some of the best fights happen in the Little League parking lot.
That's true, but they do not go 5 rounds.
Yes.
You got to get that knockout nice and early, get a Coors Light break, and be good for it.
And here comes Stipe Miocic, and the guy on his left, Harry, is his striking coach, who also looks like he should be at a Run of the Jewels concert.
He looks like Little Dicky.
He does, and that's his striking coach. So that's problematic. That's a bit problematic for a guy who is supposed to be like a proficient boxer.
Well, I mean, he's a lightweight, but that doesn't mean anything. You don't know. You don't know. I'm sure Stipe trying to get rid of his gum, apparently, and that's somebody in the entourage's job.
Whose job is that? How do you decide?
Whoever the guy in the back, the bucket man.
Poor bucket man.
And Stipe prepares to check in here.
John Connor saying you look like a dolphin trainer.
I look like a SeaWorld dolphin trainer just because of the polo. There are so many things that the polo uniform gets used for. Does he mean like the Miami Dolphins or an actual SeaWorld dolphin? I know the answer.
I think
SeaWorld
it's
dolphin.
probably SeaWorld.
Dolphin.
Tied for most title fight wins in UFC heavyweight history with 5. Stipe Miocic, coming off an eye injury, has won 15 of his 19 wins by knockout. The other 4 by decision. This is a guy who has really trimmed up. Both of these guys have dropped a decent amount of weight heading into tonight. Both putting on, looking a little more lean.
Yes, Stipe in particular looks leaner than he was last time. Yeah, both of them their first fight in over a year.
And a shout out to William Stalvey donating $25 for the cause.
Thank you.
We are over $100 donated so far here tonight. That has paid for my booze bill and my dinner bill.
There you go.
A shout out to the Outback I'm going to have last time. Joe Couric saying, you guys said my name last name perfect, but it's Joe. You guys are awesome. Thanks. Oh, we love you, Joe.
Thank you.
Mr. Negative saying DC never looks lean. Come on, guys. What the fuck? He looks leaner.
Leaner.
We're not the leanest types in the world, but for us, it looks lean. Let's take a look.
Cormier is leaner.
At the tail of the tape here, Cormier at a height disadvantage, 6'4" to 5'11". Cormier with the weight advantage, 236 to 233. And Stipe with a 7.5 inch reach advantage, 80 to 72.5. But I feel like that Cormier is definitely going to be trying to go for the wrestling here, try to dominate the pace of this fight.
Probably for the best strategy, but I'm sure, Stipe will be expecting that. I mean, it's a good matchup, man. 1-on-1. This is one of those great stories.
It's the fight we've been waiting. It's the fight I've been waiting for all year.
That is what UFC does give us a little bit more of than boxing ever gives us, is the fights we want to see, and you want to see the finish of this story. There's referee Herb Deem.
No, that's Mark Goddard.
Are
Mark
you
Goddard.
sure?
Yes, and his nose looks like it's been broken 97 times.
Didn't Mark Goddard? Was it Mark Goddard or was it another referee who just he had to disqualify somebody for not letting go. It wasn't in the UFC. It was.
I think it was Mark Goddard. It was also Mark Goddard who almost got into a fist fight with Conor McGregor at a Bellator card about 2 years ago.
Oh boy. Something about those great Brits.
Oh. Oh yeah, you heard who's got the rights to the UFC apparel deal starting next year?
Is that Venom you told
Venom,
me?
yeah. Venom. Venum. So we go from Reebok to Venom.
How did Nike or Under Armour
I don't know.
I don't understand how Venom
I'm
scooped.
so confused.
That's so weird.
Like, if Venom wants to give us money, I'll wear Venom every day of the week.
That's fine. And
I'll get it tattooed on my dick. I don't care.
I'm not crapping on Venom because it's... I mean, they do make good stuff. I've seen the boxing boots are incredible.
Their boxing stuff,
boots,
yeah. Their
it's
boxing
fantastic.
apparel is great. But when you look at apparel partners...
I'm just going from the fight. And why wouldn't Nike want to be part of one of the biggest industries?
And you already have the partnership with John Jones. Like, yeah, they own Adidas, don't they?
I feel like that's one of those things where they all met on the wrong day or something, and Venom...
Under the Converse, yeah.
Some typing error or something led to Venom being the only one that showed up. Either that or a wild night at some Vegas bar, and on a bar napkin, Dana White signed over...
Oh, no. The contract said White.
Yeah.
But it was Dan A. White.
Here we go. I like the lighting thing. Cormier mean mugging the camera during his introduction. Like
my man is the angriest human on planet Earth.
Recreating the LL Cool J "Mama Said Knock You Out" video.
I don't know why, but Stipe Miocic's corner looks like the fucking Postal Service, and it bothers me.
Oh, the band?
Yes, it looks.
The
actual Postal
The Shins
yes.
or whatever? They do look like an indie rock band. Yeah, a little bit of Arcade Fire. But Miocic also very serious here.
Fuck, I'm going to listen to the Postal Service before I go to bed.
Apparently it's the only postal service you're going to have access to.
Oh, you're telling me. I decided to do the vote by mail gimmick.
Oh, you are doing the vote by mail?
Yeah.
I got to figure out if I can do that.
You can.
Do that, right?
Yes. Everybody can.
I don't know if I have to in my thing. Anyway, whatever.
Mark Goddard going over the rules. Stipe Miocic's hair is all tousled. And sign of respect from both fighters. I don't think they hate each other. I don't think
they hate each other.
But this is one of the weirdest passive-aggressive rivalries in the history of mixed martial arts. It's Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic. It is the main event. If you didn't pay $65 or $70, whatever the fuck the cost was, tell your friends to watch this right now because it's the start of our main event. 5 rounds for the UFC heavyweight title, and we are 5 seconds into this, both standing in the center of the octagon. Miocic in black, Cormier in blue. Miocic circling the center of the octagon. Low kick lands to the shin of Cormier.
Feint kick, dude, at best, yeah. Both fighters circling each other.
Miocic looking a little gaunt in the face. I don't know why. Feigning a couple of shots. Miocic a little shaky and erratic, throws a left hand, does not really land on Cormier. Cormier looking a little more focused here, a little more stern. Low kick by Miocic.
Cormier maintaining control in the center of the octagon. Again, the baby cage tonight, the smaller octagon.
Left jab landed by Miocic, but his back is near the fence. Cormier controlling the center. Nearly a minute gone by. 2 left jabs landed by Cormier, hitting the hands of Miocic. Low kick missed hard. McAfee-style kick by Cormier. Low kick by Miocic. Low kick to the shin of Cormier. That right kick, right jab, not landing by Miocic. There's quick straight punch, uppercut to the midsection, not landing by Miocic. Takedown attempt, and Cormier gets the takedown, but a guillotine attempt by Miocic. But a quick takedown by Cormier. Cormier going for a submission. Has the bulldog choke locked in on Miocic. Can Cormier get the win? Just 90 seconds into the first round, knee by Cormier. Cormier in control, trying to get the submission. Both men standing, but a headlock, a variation of a headlock, controlled by Cormier. Cormier trying to get the submission here. Knees to the inside leg by Miocic. 3:12 left to go in round number 1.
A bad positioning here for Miocic. If Cormier squeezes on that neck, but he fights out of it. Miocic gets out of it. Both fighters to the center of the octagon.
2 minutes gone by in round number 1. Great effort there by Cormier. Looking a little bit tired. Body jab by Miocic, not landing.
And a front kick from Miocic.
Trying to find a rhythm here is the UFC heavyweight champion in trouble early on in this fight against Daniel Cormier. Cormier's game plan so far is to try to get the takedown. Left-right combination landing by the champion. 232, left to go, quick combination landed by the champion. Left-right that time. Landing a right hand to the head of Cormier. Cormier taking his time. Body shot landed by Miocic, but Miocic breathing a little heavy. Left jab landed by Cormier. Low kick by Cormier lands. 2:15 left to go in round number 1. Clumsy G shouting us out. Holy crap, you guys got me excited. Donating $1.99 to the cause.
Thank you very much. As Cormier, again, controlling the center of the octagon, throws a front kick. Does not land. Still maintains 2 minutes left in this first round. They're both circling the cage here. A lot of quick bursts here from both fighters, but at the end, both of them facing off here in the center of the cage.
Left-right combination. Cormier landing a quick one here. Trying to find an opening is the former UFC heavyweight champion. Quick jab landed by Cormier. 1:39 left to go in round number 1, and a poke to the eye. And Miocic getting caught again with those poke to the eyes, which he bitched and moaned about, not saying that in a bad way, in their second fight.
And Mark Goddard allowing some time. Miocic taking a knee here.
Well, let's see here on the strike. The jab, pushing. Cormier tried to push away and just caught him in the eye. And a light blink, and I think Miocic might be overselling.
You think he's buying some time here? Smartly?
He might be. Chicken Lover 206 says he's got $50 on Stipe, and the doctor checking the eye of Miocic. Swear to God, this is the way this fight ends.
Oh, he's got a little cut there, or no? A little,
and it's Gems
abrasion?
Donating $5 to the cause, saying, let's go DC.
Love Cormier. All right, Miocic.
We're in the latter half of the first round, waiting for the...
Putting the mouth guard back in. I think he's ready to resume.
He's not taking the full 5 minutes. He's ready to fight.
Cormier, Mark Goddard explained to Cormier that he can't poke people in the eyes. I think Cormier understands that. I don't think it was intentional, but nonetheless, Goddard explains it. The two fighters touch mitts. And they go right back to it with 1:33 left in this first round.
Low kick by Cormier. Cormier winning the round so far, in my opinion, Harry.
I would have to agree.
Low kick missed by Miocic.
A kick from DC that touches Miocic.
Body strike by Miocic, not really landing. Low kick landing that time by the champion on the Cormier. Going right for the shin. Inside punch. Quick hook by Cormier. Tried for the takedown. Blocked by the champion. We're at the 1 minute mark. Quick 1-2 combination to the body by the champion. An uppercut to the jaw of Cormier. And now Miocic feeling a little more confident in the pocket. Landing a right hook. Quick left jab attempt by Cormier. Quick 2 strikes to the jaw of Miocic. On the takedown attempt. Didn't land, but the 2 strikes did. Quick takedown attempt. Cormier landing a right hook. 39 seconds left to go in the round.
And DC was rocked there for a second, for a little bit. Not terribly, but he took a little bit of a beating there.
Under 30 seconds left to go in round 1 of 5 for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Trying to find an opening, trying to create opportunity. Total strikes landed 25 by Miocic, 8 landed by Cormier. And a quick strike and left to right hand by Cormier. Kick almost knocks out Miocic.
So close, the explosive
Low
speed
kick.
of DC. High kick, head kick by DC as we end the first round here.
Harry, what's your call on round 1?
Wow, I was going to say it was DC's round, but, Miocic landed a lot of combinations, a lot of strikes. God, it's hard to say. I think I would have to give it to DC just because
it's a 10-9 round for Cormier.
Yeah.
10-9, and it's like that much. It's
close.
10-9.
Just because of the takedown and the potential. He had the guillotine locked up on him. His corner here telling him what. Let's see if we can go. Big one in and big one out. Big one in and hold.
It's more of the heat, I believe, the breath. And we see here that shot to the body of Cormier.
That's what kind of knocked the wind out of him for half a second.
But that overhand right, and both guys here throwing heavy, that elbow into that overhand right. So that right elbow into an overhand right. And that overhand right got Miocic on bicycle legs for half a second. in that first round. If Cormier keeps trying to land that overhand right, Jared Leto talking about the fight. What the fuck?
And also Michael Irvin, apparently. Michael Irvin. And let's see, we enter round 2 here. The second round of a 5-round fight for the heavyweight championship.
Both meeting each other in the middle. Body kick by Miocic, landing but not really doing a lot. Cormier in control of the center. Miocic looking a little tired here, a little red in the face. And he looks gaunt. I don't know what the problem is, but
he's just slimmed
gaunt.
down. Yeah, he's leaner, that's all. Might be the hair, too, because he's not... What happened here? Did DC get a kick to the groin here?
Oh, he got the pelota kick.
He got the Rochambeau?
Yeah.
All right, and DC shakes it off real quick. Both fighters go right back into it. 4 minutes and 25 seconds left in the second round here.
Uppercut by Miocic. Miocic trying to pile on the punches, but Cormier bouncing off the fence and going right back at it. Takedown attempt by Miocic. Interesting there. Not getting it, and now Cormier standing in the center of the octagon. Left hand to the body by Cormier.
I thought Miocic should have gone in for it, but I
against
guess,
an Olympic level wrestler?
Perhaps not. Yeah, you're right. But
low kick by Miocic, followed by one by Cormier. Takedown attempt by Cormier. Quick right elbow, left jab combination, and a kick to the head. Missing, but Cormier throwing everything he can. 2 overhand lefts onto Miocic. Brett Okamoto agreeing with us from ESPN. A 10-9 round for Cormier.
Miocic controlling the center of the octagon here, trying to throw some combinations, but a swinging fist from DC.
An overhand right did not land, but trying to establish dominance. Low kick by Cormier, low kick by Miocic, both standing in the center. Left up, down, up combination.
A couple good combinations from DC.
And he was trying to probably go for a quick Muay Thai. He was trying to grab Miocic in a body strike, and Miocic trying to go to the body again, which is what won him the second fight. Downstairs, upstairs, left-right combination by Miocic, not landing. 2:56 left to go in round number 2 of 5 rounds for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. I'm Matt Ryan, that's Harry Terjanian. Stephanie Sotilli is the moderator, and we've got over 2,400 souls joining us here tonight as we watch this card from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Low kick by Miocic. Both men in the center of the octagon. Low kick by Cormier. Right hand not landing by Miocic. Miocic with his dad bod hair and Cormier with his dad bod trying to dictate the pace of this fight here in round number 2. No wrestling yet by Cormier,
Not
which
a
is
lot,
interesting.
with the exception of the first round, a grab of Miocic.
I feel like he's trying to wear Miocic down with his weird early 2000 Asian typography tattoos. Left hook landed by Miocic.
It feels like he's trying to land something and then take him down. He's being very careful.
Left jab landed by Cormier. Quick combination landed by Miocic. This is Cormier's fight to lose in what may be his last fight inside the octagon. Evaded 2 strikes by Miocic. Just ducking and dodging like it's the dodgeball movie. Left, right combination landed by Cormier. Cormier controlling the center, but a feigned left hook by Miocic. And a left jab, and now a takedown attempt by Cormier. Does not land. Tried to go for a side headlock, and now another headlock attempt by Cormier in the clinch, and Miocic finds a way out with 1:20 left to go in round number 2. Left hook landed by Cormier.
Another left jab. And yet another 3, 4, 5 in the combinations. A lot of quick punches by Cormier. Back to the center of the octagon, and another.
Left jab landed by Miocic, and a low kick and a right hook landed by Cormier. 1 minute left to go in round number 2. Cormier looking the better of the 2 fighters. Overhand right landed to the back of the ear of Miocic. Miocic looking red around the nose. Quick jab combination by Cormier. Does not land, but gets Miocic away from him. Cormier has to control the inside. Overhand right does not land, but neither did a left by Miocic. 40 seconds left to go in round number 2. Cormier looking the more comfortable of the two fighters. Miocic trying to find an opening. Quick left jab, 3 jabs, and an overhand right by Cormier. Cormier landing 22 significant strikes to 18 by Miocic in the round. Low kick by Cormier. It might be 2 rounds to none for Cormier as we head into round number 3. And an uppercut to the body. Pardon me, a hook by Cormier. 15 seconds left to go in the round. And Cormier dancing around, gets caught in the jaw. Cormier in trouble. 10 seconds left to go in the round. Cormier trying to prevent from getting knocked out for the second time by Stipe Miocic. 3 seconds left to go in the round. And we will go to round number 3. Cormier got caught towards the end of the round. He looked in trouble. And Cormier looking a little dazed on his feet as he heads to the corner.
Cormier knew time was running out in that round, so he grabbed Miocic and dragged him close to him, bear hugged him, and just ate the punches, hoping that Marc Goddard would not stop the fight. And Marc Goddard did not stop the fight. Luckily for DC, that could have been so close here. And DC looks really damaged from that barrage of hammer fists and strikes.
Living Naturally Abundant donating $5 to the cause. Thank you so much, my friend.
And now his corner desperately trying to stop some bleeding here from the nose of Daniel Cormier. Again, took a lot of damage.
In the last few seconds,
he was winning. DC?
He was winning the majority of the round. He got caught with that right hook. 2 right hooks, 3, 4, 5 right hooks.
Landed on the ground.
By Miocic.
Still had the presence of mind to grab Miocic and bring him in so he couldn't land as many punches. And luckily, time was in Daniel Cormier's favor. You could see him get up dazed. And now
he was looking a little worse for wear. And here we go into round 3, and you really hope that I'm hoping Cormier can find a way out of this. I think it's 20-18 right now, but who knows with the way this judging has been going tonight. Right hook, right jab landed by Miocic. Low kick landed by Miocic. In a battle to figure out who's the greatest heavyweight of all time. Overhand right landed by Cormier after a couple of shots by Miocic. Overhand right not landing by Cormier. Cormier landing a left jab. You can see the left eye of Cormier, a little swollen and a little closed. Head kick missed by Miocic, checked by Cormier. Cormier really needs to go to his wrestling here. 4:19 left to go in the round.
I think Cormier is buying some time to get his mind together here.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can shake off what happened there. But the combinations from Miocic.
And now we got ourselves a bit of a firefight. Knee blocked by Cormier. Overhand left landed by Cormier. Trying to go for a quick body punch combination. And now Cormier, quick left hand, 2 left hands, caught by Miocic, body, knee to the body, overhand right, overhand left, and now Cormier, we got ourselves a bit of a firefight with 3:50 left to go in the round. Overhand, quick left jab landed by Cormier. Left jab and now into a bit of a grapple. Cormier getting pressed against the cage by Miocic. Miocic now trying to grapple with Cormier, which is an interesting turn of phrase for these two fighters.
Some knees from Miocic and then a shoulder strike. And DC, again, holding on here, trying to catch his breath in a bad shape. The left eye starting to swell up.
And now a foot stomp by Miocic. This is the best Miocic has looked all night, has been since the final few seconds of round number 2. A round Cormier pretty much won 10-9 and 0.9.
But right now, this round goes to Miocic.
But 3:12 left to go in round number 3 of a 5-round fight for the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Spinning back elbow to Cormier, catches him right underneath the left pectoral muscle.
A lot of time left in this round here. Cormier looks a little shaken here. And Miocic looking to kill it off here. You can see the intensity in Miocic's eyes, just waiting for an opportunity to end this thing. It's his round at the moment and possibly his fight. A jab from DC. Both fighters a little tired from the interaction.
It's been a long night.
A front kick from Miocic.
And a shout out to
combinations here. Miocic.
PJ Simpson donating another $20 saying get Olive some Aussie fries. That's an interesting ask. And Cormier is back against the fence as Miocic trying to control from the side here.
Holding on here, throwing some kicks here, but Miocic just pressing DC against the cage here with 2 minutes left in this second round. Third round, rather.
It looks like Miocic trying to win some points here. Cormier trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, another
shoulder strike. That's what knocked out Cowboy Cerrone in our first main card of the year against Conor McGregor.
And another shoulder strike. You can see Miocic just pressing Cormier against the cage. Cormier trying to survive at this point. That eye swelling up.
And then quick shots with that right hand by Cormier in the clinch. Cormier trying to control the clinch. And Miocic in his corner. You can see his corner talking to him with 90 seconds left to go in the round. Probably the best round Miocic has had from stem to stern so far.
No doubt about it. This is his round. And DC in a little bit of trouble here with 1 minute and 15 seconds left in this third round.
Needed a body by Miocic. Cormier trying to fight for position here. And Cormier eating a right hook. Left jab by Cormier. Cormier looking a little tired. Looking a bit on spaghetti legs, but Miocic also a little haggard, a little worse for wear. Low kick, and a minute left to go in round number 3 of 5 for the UFC heavyweight title.
Some high kicks, some body kicks from Cormier.
Cormier landing the jab. 50 seconds. If Cormier shoots for a takedown here, he can try to steal the round. 45 seconds left to go in the round. This is probably the first round Miocic has won clean across any scorecard. Left jab to the body by Miocic. Miocic landing 21 significant strikes in the round to 6 by Cormier. Right hook landed by Cormier into a quick couple of jabs. Low kick by Cormier. 23 seconds left to go in round number 3 of 5. Quick double jab by Cormier does not land. Body shots not landing by the champion. The champion now caught in a grapple with the Olympic level wrestler. Needed a body. Quick 1-2 combination. Overhand right landed by Cormier. Overhand right landed by Miocic. Miocic gets caught in the eye.
Cormier,
and yelling at referee Mark Goddard, and nothing happening here, and we will go to round number 4.
Wow. Let's see. What is DC upset about here? Complaining to referee Mark Goddard.
He said he got poked in the eyes.
An eye poke there. And I'm sure we'll see it on the replay here if it did indeed happen. A punch to the stomach from Stipe. Okay. Oh, wow. A spinning elbow, back elbow. Which you don't see very often here.
And there's that, the middle finger. The left middle finger went right into the eye of Cormier.
It's like a Three Stooges. Oh my God. And
he got curlied.
And they stilled it right in the thing here. And,
hey, Mo, you pissed in my shoe.
And there's no, unfortunately, maybe too quick for Mark Goddard to see it.
Over 3,000 people watching us right now. We are so glad you are joining us here tonight, right here on the Combat Culture YouTube channel. That's Harry Terjanian. I'm Matt Ryan. Our mod is Stephanie Sotilli here tonight. And Cormier checking that eye. You could see that right eye. Pardon me, that left eye.
All right.
He's starting to look like Forrest Whitaker.
Well, it was already swelling up, but the eye poke that happened after that, I mean, as if DC wasn't having enough trouble right now in this fight.
I'm giving it 2 rounds to 1 right now, Cormier. I don't know about you, Harry. How do you see this so far?
Technically, I'd have to give it 2 rounds to 1, but I mean, if you count the last 5 seconds of round 2 and what's going on now, Stipe it's his opportunity to win this fight and defend his championship. Cormier fighting back, though, with a decent combination of strikes.
Left jab to the body by Miocic, following a 1-2 combination by Cormier. Standing in the center of the octagon, 4:25 left to go in round number 4 of 5 for the UFC heavyweight title. Kick to the leg by Cormier lands, and 1 followed up by Miocic. And a straight jab, left jab by Cormier, left-right combination, landing with the hook. And Cormier capturing Miocic. Miocic in a bit of trouble here, trying to land some inside punches. But Cormier, the Olympic-level wrestler, trying to control in the clinch. Cormier pressed against the cage by Miocic. But Cormier working, landing some shots, trying to reverse the double underhooks by Miocic. Left and right to the body by Cormier. 3:43 left to go in the round.
Miocic just squeezing him against the cage.
Trying to go for the takedown. Presses his way out of it, and both men will go back to the center of the octagon. Left hook landed by Cormier. Right hook landed by Miocic, followed by a quick left shot by Miocic. Even round so far. Cormier trying to find an opportunity. Straight right landed by Miocic. Left jab landed by Cormier, doing a little bit of a stiff arm there to get away from Miocic. Cormier having the fight inside due to the lack of reach compared to the bigger Miocic. The Ohio firefighter with the early 2000s tattoos on his back, trying to find some openings here, down, in my opinion, 2 rounds to 1. In the 4th round, right hand landed by Miocic. Trying to even this up, overhand right landed by Cormier with a quick straight left jab. Left jab landed by Cormier. 2:45 left to go. Overhand right misses by Miocic. 1 landed by Cormier. And now into a bit of a clinch. And Miocic trying to go for the takedown, but stuffed by, Miocic trying to go for the takedown, stuffed by Cormier. Cormier now pressed against the fence by Miocic, the UFC heavyweight champion, trying to go into a clinch game against the Olympic level wrestler. And Cormier finds his way out of it with 2:24 left to go. And now gets Miocic in the clinch, lands an overhand right, but eats one from Miocic. Standing in the middle of the octagon, 2:16 left to go in round number 4.
Unbelievable that Cormier is still fighting at this point. Just, it feels like he's surviving, but landing a lot of great combinations at any point, though. Well, Miocic's looking a little tired here now.
Yeah, he's starting to wear and tear. Trevor Fair saying, well, Matt, your opinion means nothing. Of course it means nothing. But straight left landed by Cormier and a right hook to the eye of Miocic.
Cormier landing a couple solid combinations during this round. And now it's looking a little bit up for DC at the moment.
Overhand right landed by Cormier after a quick right hand by Miocic. Cormier looking a little more comfortable in this round. And Miocic just pressing his forearm into the jaw of Cormier. And we can see that awkward shot. And we can see the hairline of both gentlemen as Miocic trying to dominate here in this round. It's been a close round, Harry. If you're looking at strikes landed, it's probably Cormier. But Miocic trying to create some opportunities here. Logan Paul's opinion and Paris Hilton's opinion being popped up on the screen. I don't know why the fuck that's a thing, but that's a thing. Needed a body by Cormier, followed by one by Miocic. Cormier trying to find his way out, trying to go for a trip takedown. Uppercut by Miocic does not land. Gets only the win. The left hook landed by Miocic. Under a minute left to go in round number 4. We may be going to round number 5. Left jab landed by Cormier. Low kick landed by Cormier. And now a grapple attempt, trying to go for a clinch here is Cormier. Miocic pushing him on. Cormier landing more significant strikes in the round, 21-18. Cormier may be winning this round. Miocic trying to go for a trip takedown, go to a knee to the body, does not land. 33 seconds left to go in round number 4-5 for the UFC heavyweight title.
And Miocic just pinning DC against the cage. DC trying to fight his way out, and he does. Both fighters back to the center of the octagon.
1-2 combination, left-right combination landed by Cormier. 19 seconds left to go. Low kick landed by Cormier. The number 1 ranked UFC heavyweight in the world. Overhand right landed by following a left-right combination by Cormier. Trying to win this round on points is the former champion. Lands a quick right-hand hook to the jaw of Cormier.
And that is the end of the round. We will go to the 5th and final round here. Cormier looking exhausted sitting on the stool here, and yet somehow managed to come away with that round, I think. I mean, definitely a good back and forth here, but Cormier looks exhausted. Very close round for sure, and this is such a close fight at this point. His corner saying, I like what you did. I need you first, okay? Try to get a takedown in early. If he gets in position, okay? If you can get a chance, get a takedown early, says his corner. Water, says the other gentleman in his corner. You're looking good out there, okay? His corner trying to inspire Cormier a little bit here. You're looking good out there.
Harry, where do you see this fight so far? I've got it 3-1 Cormier, but it's close.
It's very close.
It's very close.
It's very close.
Jorge Diaz says I'm sucking off DC in the chat, but you can't look past what Cormier's been doing in this fight.
It's just been, that's why you do the fights in rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of it. All right, the two fighters exchange a hug real quick, and they go to this 5th and final round of the heavyweight championship fight.
Can Daniel Cormier walk away from the sport as UFC heavyweight champion? Will Miocic be able to finish Cormier and be able to assert himself as the greatest heavyweight of all time? Low kick by Miocic. Low punch to the body by Cormier. Akamoto says it's 2-2, but Brett Akamoto's opinion is Brett Akamoto's opinion. This is going to be the deciding round in this fight. Left jab landed by Miocic, who switched his stance from left to right. Quick 1-2 combination into a quick triple combination by Cormier. Quick right hand landed by Miocic. 4:15 left to go in round number 5 for the UFC heavyweight title. Left hook landed by Cormier. Body kick, 2 of them in a row by Miocic. 1 landed by Cormier.
I'm surprised that DC didn't go for a takedown early in this round, as his corner has suggested it. A couple wild punches from Cormier, lands a jab.
Landed a double jab there, and now tried to go for the hook, now trying to go for the takedown, and presses Miocic against the cage. After round 4, Stipe Miocic is minus 300 according to @FightOdds on the Twitter machine.
And then Miocic flipped it over basically and pushes DC against the cage again, and now trying to land those knees here. This is a bad position for DC. He can't afford to just eat all these strikes here in this 5th and final round, because it could be 2-2. It's a very close fight.
And it is Vegas, so let's not forget the fuckery. And now Cormier in control, even though his back is against the fence. Miocic trying to go for the takedown, trying to press his shoulders in, trying to get the double underhooks, but does not have it. He's got a single underhook, and Cormier trying to reverse it here with his back against the fence. 3 minutes left to go in round number 5 of 5 for the UFC heavyweight title. Both men here trying to out-stamina the other. And Cormier trying to pop to the outside. Stipe meeting him stride for stride.
Right now, Stipe just landing those strikes here. DC, again, same thing. Trying to defend with his back against the cage. Trying to get out of it. And he might get out of it here. And he does. Both fighters back to the center of the octagon.
And an overhand right missing by Cormier. Trying to push Miocic away. 2.5 minutes left to go. Stipe shooting for a takedown, then eats 2 jabs and a hook by Cormier. Now Cormier landing shots. Both men fighting back and forth against the fence. A shot by Miocic landing. And now both in the center of the octagon trying to take each other down.
DC ate a heavy one there, and I think he's just trying to buy some time here.
If Cormier can get the takedown, he can solidify the fight here. Knee landed by Miocic, overhand right landed by Cormier. Miocic now pressed against the fence by Cormier with 2:05 left to go in round number 5 for the UFC heavyweight title. Miocic now pressing Cormier against the cage, while Cormier lands a few right hands against Miocic. Minute 55 left to go in the round, and both men trying to utilize their wrestling and their grappling here to prove who's the better fighter. This is not only for the UFC heavyweight title, but for a consensus greatest heavyweight of all time. You can look at numerous amounts of fighters. Cormier has defended 5 of 5 takedown defenses here tonight against Miocic. Cormier has been able to take Stipe down, not the other way around. Downstairs, upstairs, combination landed by Miocic, and another overhand right by Miocic. But Cormier landing a few strikes of his own. We are heading into the 1-minute zone. 1:20 left to go in the round to decide a UFC heavyweight champion. Both fighters giving it their all. Stipe trying to go for the takedown. Cormier trying to land a guillotine. Trying to land the choke. Now in the clinch. Miocic is back against the fence after a few shots landed by Cormier.
DC pressing him up against the cage, but Miocic managed to get out of it.
1 minute left to go in the middle of the octagon. Both men fighting, both men tired, both proving that they are champions inside this cage. Uppercuts landed by Miocic and Cormier. Miocic getting switched around on Cormier.
Going back and forth, exchanging.
And Cormier trying to go for the choke, trying to go for the guillotine with 38 seconds left to go, but Miocic finds a way out and presses Cormier against the fence. 24-11 in terms of significant strikes here in round number 5 for Miocic. 28 seconds left to go in the fight. Trying to figure out who's the greatest heavyweight of all time. Miocic trying to finish this one off here and trying to get the victory. This one has been close. It's been contentious. You could probably score it 3-2 on either side. 10 seconds left to go. Will we have a decision, or will someone pull out the miracle knockout? Cormier's back pressed against the cage, knee to the body by Miocic, and we will go to the scorecards in Las Vegas.
Unbelievable. A crazy back and forth round. This is really up in the air. I don't know who the judges give this to. It's a possibility that Miocic wins that round with the most amount of significant strikes in that round. And DC just looks tired. So does Miocic, in all fairness. At this point, it is it's a tough one to decide. I really have no idea. I think if my gut feeling tells me that Miocic would come out on points here, but just barely.
Hell, this might be a fucking draw.
It could be. I could see that happening as well. And let's see some of the highlights here. Miocic landing a lot of strikes, a lot of great strikes. And just repeatedly in this round, landed about 4 or 5. Oh, this is early in the first or second round. And look at these as we see more highlights here of combinations.
As soon as we get a decision, folks, we're going to have to go off the air, but we are going to go to a decision here. And here we go to a decision. Let's go to the scorecards here in Las Vegas.
And Bruce Buffer reading out. Official decision brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. You could save blah, blah, blah. Act now by visiting blah, blah, blah. All right, here we go. One final time tonight. Bruce Buffer. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, the judges' scorecard decision. Judges score the contest. 49-46, 49-46, and 48-47.
Miocic wins! They give the fight to Stipe Miocic. 49-46, 48-47?
That's a little high, isn't it?
That's a little much. Yeah,
I could understand DC being upset. I don't think there's anything wrong with Miocic taking this, but that scoring was a little high.
I'm not a fan of that scoring whatsoever.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He won by decision, but unless they count giving him the end of that round, that's the only thing I could think. That the end of that round 2, right? It was round
guess
2.
So.
And Cormier, not pleased, leaves the octagon in a huff here. Upset. A hell of a fight by Cormier. A hell of a way to survive, to be quite honest. That is unbelievable.
Well, that's...
I don't have a problem with Stipe winning this fight, but that scoring is a little bit odd.
I'm not a fan.
Like you say, and I don't know if that's what upset DC. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter, but... A good fight, a crazy fight.
Great fight, great card as per usual, and we're so thankful that you guys got to spend it with us. Harry, final thoughts?
Well, it must be disappointing for DC. Mm-hmm. I do understand why that would bother him. Probably not the way he wants to go out. Mm-hmm. Throughout this. I hope he doesn't retire. I don't think it's the way he should go out, but. It's his call. He's still one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, regardless.
Definitely. And I think that Daniel Cormier is one of the greatest fighters of all time. We get to see Stipe Ngannou 2 or Stipe Jones. So the division...
And Joe Rogan is going to talk here with DC for a second, which is interesting with Cormier. Joe Rogan. DC, the fight is over. What happened in the... what happened that you didn't expect? It was not much different... It was a much different look. I cannot look at me. I cannot see. He did a good job. He was able to clinch me for a long time. I think that separated both rounds. We were going pretty good. He was going double underhooks, which is something that he did not do in the first 2 fights. He gave me some trouble. Joe.
Shout out to Itch Gems donating $5 for the cause.
You used a lot of wrestling the first round in the early round. Why not? What was the game plan? It was the first one available. First one he asked. He overextended himself, and I was able to get to his legs. I'm reading him as the closed captioning is. He did a good job not overextending himself. Let us go to the eye, Joe says. Let us go to the eye. That is a pretty significant. I could not Cormier says, I cannot see anything out of my left eye. It is black. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. I told Mark Goddard. He told me that he thought it was a punch. Whatever. Joe, back to Joe Rogan. Joe, what are your feelings right now after this incredible war? The rubber match? Question mark. DC says, being on the losing end of two big fights is a very sad position to be in, that I will deal with it as I have dealt with things in the past. Joe, do you think this is it? Do you have to go to your family about it? Daniel Cormier, I am not interested in fighting for anything but titles, and I do not imagine there will be titles in the future. That will be it for me. Interesting. It was great fights. You've been a great champion. You will go down in history as one of the greatest combat sports athletes of all time. And DC upset. Rather upset.
This fucking
frustrating
sucks, man.
For DC.
I saw some people in the chat, Matt looking not so good right now. I'm like, it's just because I like Daniel Cormier. Like,
look, we both
Stipe
do.
Miocic, put a great effort in the fight.
No doubt about it.
You can shit on my fight analysis all you want, but I think that fight was a lot closer than the judges scored it.
Scoring card, yeah. And Joe Rogan's talking with Stipe here. Stipe fixing his hair. The winner, Joe says, and still champion Stipe Miocic. There you go, the greatest UFC heavyweight champion of all time, without a doubt. Now, how does it feel? Hey, Joe Rogan asks him. Tired. I want to go home, says Miocic. I can totally understand that, says Joe. What is the thing about... I didn't see that. Miocic says, no. I wish him nothing but the best. He's talking about DC. God bless him. He is having a baby in October. And he is an amazing ambassador.
They're calling you a DC fanboy in the chat.
Me?
Yeah.
I like DC, but I like Miocic. I needed to kick more, says Miocic. I think he knew I went down in the first takedown. I got right back up. Joe, what's the game plan? What was the game plan going in there? Was there a plan A, B, C? Question mark. There was, says Miocic. There was a plan. And then they just wrote the number 8.7. A. Joe, winning this fight, winning the rubber match, and cementing your position.
Ties Randy Couture for the most title fight wins in UFC history with 6.
And your position. What does it mean to Miocic? Miocic says, my game plan is to get up early tomorrow morning. I will celebrate my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And just enjoy life for now. Enjoy your victory, says Joe Rogan. Enjoy your time off and your family and your birthday. And the fact that you're the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, congratulations, Joe said. And that is fantastic. There we go. I'm glad. Enjoy it. There we go.
Sean in the chat saying, Matt, you sucked on DC all fight. You're the reason he lost. Like,
I mean,
yes, I'm the reason why a high-level fighter lost. Some fat guy on the internet.
Look,
fucking A to Stipe Miocic. Like,
Miocic fought a great fight, a smart fight. He took advantage when DC was hurt. He caused the hurt. He almost won that fight in the second round.
Yeah.
And if there had been more time, he probably would have won that fight super early in that second round. I think it's a testament to how strong-willed Daniel Cormier is, that he was able to survive as long as he did, because he got progressively more injured throughout that fight in every way possible that you don't want to be injured through a fight. It's unfortunate for Daniel Cormier. And listen, I like Daniel Cormier, but I take nothing away from Stipe. He deserved to win. He deserves to be champion, and right now he deserves to be the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
Mazel tov to Stipe Miocic. Like a great fight, great night. Better card than we expected. All but one fight were finishes. Oh, 2 fights, pardon me. 2 fights went to the scorecards.
Yeah.
Everything else was a finish tonight. I think overall, probably a very fun time for all of us.
No, it was a good card. It was very enjoyable. That main event did deliver in an interesting way. That's the beauty of mixed martial arts. You never know what type of fight you're going to get. Cormier was surviving through that fight. I think we both agree that even though Stipe did deserve to win, ultimately, that scoring is very odd.
Yeah.
And it makes me think that they gave that second round to Stipe just based on that last 15 seconds alone.
And I can see the judging that way, but 49-46, come on. I can't see it that far and away. 48-47 makes more sense to me. 48-47 just makes more sense to me as someone who's watching the fights. But Rishab Garat saying, cut your hair, Matt. I'm not going to do it just to spite you.
How about that? How about them apples?
Aaron Hutchinson saying, yo, I appreciate your fight call. Only way I was able to get this fight.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
You know, not everyone can afford the pay-per-views. If you can, you should check them out. They're fantastic. No doubt about that.
Click Dakamoko Poko, I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out the right way to pronounce that. Are you blaming the scores on him winning? I'm not blaming the scores on him winning.
No.
I'm saying the fight could have been... I think 48-47 is a more appropriate score than 49-46.
Yeah, I think the fight was a lot closer than the judging. It's just a commentary on the bizarreness at times of the judging system in mixed martial arts and the UFC, because we saw 2 different fights. Again, it was close enough. I mean, look, there's an argument to be made by the rounds that it could have been a draw. Maybe you could argue that Cormier could have won. I really kind of lean more towards Stipe.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah,
like,
Stipe
you can argue
fight.
either guy in the fight. To me, I think Cormier was the weaker of the two as the fight went on. But I think he won the first 2 rounds, and you can make an argument for round 4. Round 3 was Stipe. But I think rounds 1 and 2 went to Cormier. I can see you giving the second round to Stipe just because of the last few seconds. And the way MMA judging is, it's all over the fucking place. So the way these fights go, the way these things are done, it can go either way. And shout out to Toker88 and Jose Cano giving me the respect. Shout out to Lowry02 saying thanks for the call, guys. Big save.
Well, you know, we love being here. We love doing it. We'll be here. If the world is still here, we'll be here next month for 253.
Adesanya and Paulo Costa, the handsomest fight in UFC history.
The not in the face fight is what we're calling it.
It's Rick Martel, Shawn Michaels, SummerSlam '92.
Yeah, not in the moneymaker.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how UFC heavyweight fights go in the future.
Well,
John Jones has talked about Francis Ngannou Miocic 2 is probably the fight to make.
Well, you know, I know Cormier said he's only interested in fighting for titles, and he understands that
this is the end.
Yeah, he's not in a position. Well, listen, the man has had a long career. I understand if you're not going to fight for something important in his eyes, he doesn't just want to do a filler fight. He wants to be a champion. Look, he's got nothing to prove as far as his career goes. You know, he's had an amazing career. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. Mm-hmm. And he's got a great career as a broadcaster ahead of him and, you know, as a commentator, as an entertainer. He's one of those guys with the gift of gab, and he's got a fantastic career ahead of him. It's unfortunate if it ends this way. I think this would be the end. It doesn't make sense, like, as he said, to come out of and fight for, you know, a non-title fight for him. But we'll see. You know, it's never a right time. It's right after the fight to ask anybody about what their plans are, except for Miocic, who knows what his plans are, which is to celebrate his birthday tomorrow.
And on that note, Harry, your final thoughts on tonight?
A great night, interesting fights. A little disappointment. There's, it's a night of disappointments for some of the fighters.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, it was disappointing. A disappointment for Shane O'Malley.
Sugar Shane O'Malley. Sean O'Malley.
Sugar Sean O'Malley. Disappointed for him, the injury that took place that ended that fight, which was gearing up to be a really good-looking fight. I mean, both fighters with a lot of speed and a lot of power. That fight unfortunately ended and ends the winning streak of O'Malley. Obviously he's not done. I think we could see that fight again. We could run it back. It was a good fight. Disappointment for Daniel Cormier on multiple levels. I don't think he has anything to be ashamed of. He was dealing with a lot in this fight for whatever reason, the circumstances, but he survived it.
And John Jones talking shit on Twitter, saying that he's going to find a way to avoid Stipe's right hand. Give me John Jones and Stipe.
I would love to see it.
Give it to me.
I would love to see it. I would also love to see John Jones, Daniel Cormier. That would be an interesting fight. I don't know that Cormier would want to do it, but enough trash talking, I think we can make it happen. But there we go. What is the update?
Megan O'Leary talking about Sean O'Malley. He was transported to the hospital. Sean O'Malley said it was the same injury he has had before. It seems he injured it again. So it's the same leg injury he suffered a few years ago.